Happy New Year and welcome back to the Noclip Crewcast. It's episode 209. We're a man down this week, but we have plenty to talk about. Jeremy Jane is in parts unknown, doing God knows what. He'll probably tell
Anthony
us.
Anthony Bourdain. Wow.
Well, that's a reference that's aged like a fucking mold.
Oh yeah.
He is not Anthony Bourdain right now during this difficult period of the holidays. He is enjoying himself up in Northern California, I believe, having a grand old time. I don't want to dox him is the problem, but I'm sure he's having a lot of fun. Jesse, are you having a lot of fun up in the Great White North?
I am with my carpal tunnel, I guess. I gamed too hard over no, I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Oh, no.
Maybe it's something to do with the long work hours where I'm clickety-clacking all day. But I also lifted a bunch of heavy stuff one day, and then I woke up the next day, and my wrist was in pain. So I'm okay. I'll survive. It's just funny. I've never had to wear one of these before.
How long do you have to wear that?
Huge nerd. I don't know yet. I'm just trying it on my own. I just happen to have a splint.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just going to see if it's good after a week. If not, then I'm going to the doctor, and they're going to cut my hand open. I hope not.
Damn. Did you get much of a break over the holidays? I know you were editing a lot of our podcasts deep into it.
Not really. I was going to start the break this week, and then this happened on Monday. So when I'm better, I'm taking a little bit of a break. But
man, is that your sword hand or is that the stranger?
Oh, brother. It's, you know what?
You don't have to answer.
I'm pleading the fifth on that one.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Do they have the fifth up there?
I'm going to find out.
You're going to find out when Trump invades, apparently.
When we're the 51st state. Yeah,
exactly,
then we'll definitely have a fifth.
Trudeau's out of there, man. It's Colonel Trump it's going to be for the next little while.
Colonel
Frank Howley, you're avoiding all the fires in Los Angeles, right?
Yeah, I'm like an hour south of where everything is. I was just telling Jesse, my friends and I are all looking forward to Anime Los Angeles this weekend, and now it's like, I don't know if that's happening.
Oh man, you're the real victims. The anime, not the people who've lost their houses. Probably at this stage lives. I don't know. That's the thing. That's always the problem when you're talking, a little bit about like something that just happened, because like who fucking knows how bad this is by the time we hit the airwaves.
Yeah,
it'd be like that time we were saying COVID's not real. No, I don't think we even had a podcast.
I don't think we ever had one.
but sorry, Frank, you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I have like two friends who are close to evacuation zones, but we'll see. Wildfires hit California. It feels like every 6 months. The most recent thing, last time, was down the street from me in my area was getting evacuated. Now it's on the other side. So, I was even telling my mom make sure we keep the windows and everything closed, because the last time this happened, our windows were open and the smoke alarms in our house went off, and it was like, oh my, and I remember you have your famous photo back in 2020 when San Francisco was orange. Yep. So I we're so used to it in California wildfires, but the thing that makes this even shocking is the day before all this broke out, we were getting alerts on our phones that's we have 100 miles per hour life-threatening winds, and which I didn't, are we on Mars? I don't know where the hell there's wind. But that sounded like such a crazy alert. So I don't know. And I also don't want to speak beyond, I have no idea. But I'm okay where I am. But it's a little unnerving this morning.
It is a bit weird how the wind thing, I didn't know was much of a, was that a thing in SoCal when you were growing up? Because I was flying back from Mexico. I think it was January or February of last year, and we flew over that. It was like a hurricane. Remember, it came up from the Gulf, well, not from the Gulf. It came up from the Baja, and then we were flying over LA, and it looked apocalyptic, and it dumped a bunch of rain. There was a lot of flooding, but it wasn't as crazy as people thought it would be. But it's turned into a fucking meteorological podcast.
Yeah, I was like, oh, we got El Nino again. I don't know, but we have Santa Ana winds. That's what they call it every year. And as a kid, you'd have to go to school and just crap is blowing everywhere, and my lips are always chapped and stuff. Now I work and live inside, so I don't have to deal with outside elements. I'm just like an astronaut on a moon base. But yeah, I don't know what anything. I see. That's why weather to me is new. It's like, oh my god, what is that?
What is this? Right now, my parents are sending photographs of Ireland blanketed in probably 2 inches of snow, but like that's enough to ground our country to a complete fucking
Really?
halt. Oh my god, yeah, we're so bad. Like we're just not prepared. Like all of the heating in our houses is in water pipes. You know, like I guess modern houses have heating another way, but like that's how we do things. Is we pump water, but not warm water like those. Like the people in Sweden have those crazy like underground heat pumps. You ever seen that shit?
Yeah, yeah.
It's so bizarre. Yeah, do you guys do that in Canada at all as well, where you just like pump free hot water into everyone's houses? To
No,
keep them
we
alive?
did the British thing for a long time where insulation was designed to keep the heat inside, and
Yes.
we're very, very bad when it gets hot here. It's brutal. You have to have AC. I'm sure it's the same for the States, but
Same
we
thing
don't
in
have
Ireland,
pipes.
where it's just like every house is made of like 3 inches of mortar, concrete, and then like a foot of insulation, and
Exactly. All the walls are hollow unless they're full of like wool.
yeah. Exactly. I had a friend growing up. I was in college with him actually. He grew up in a house made of peat, or not peat. It was made of some type of compacted soil. So he lived in a house.
Oh, wow.
Essentially made of dirt. Yeah, he lived in. He was the dirt man. He's going. Leave a little something. Leave a little dirt under your pillow for the dirt man. 'Cause
That's
he's coming
pretty
for
low
you.
on the names you could get bullied for being. Hey, Dirt Man. What's going on?
No, we
Dirt
all thought
Man?
it was cool.
Oh, okay.
We're like, that's a dope name. That's a pretty cool. He had a cool. His surname was Meadows as well, which was a pretty awesome.
Dirt Man Meadows. Okay,
Dirt
that's
Man-
see, that's cool. That sounds like a jazz musician or like a guy who'd sit on his porch with a banjo in like 1950s America.
Man Meadows.
Dirt Man Meadows.
He does sound like the Dirt Man now, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's coming for us. He actually was the guy, not Meadows. He was the guy who, when I went to college in my hometown, I met him and he was a year ahead of me. He was a friend of a friend. And he was the guy who had, he was in my year, but his friends were a year ahead of us. And he lived in this house that was like the perfect fucking gamer house because it was like 5 absolute like CS nerd, like computer science nerds in there. The whole thing was networked. They were like torrenting all fucking day. And so we would go over and just play fucking games all the time. And then the lads set up, I don't know how the fuck they did this. I think they did a line of sight. I think it was a line of sight Ethernet connection that they did either over the housing estate to each other's houses. I think it was like, this is like 20 years ago now. It might have been not satellite, it might have been like some type of visual thing. And we landed to my friend's other house, and then I would bring my PC over there. So we had these 2 houses in this housing estate that were just like probably like sucking energy like grow houses, but just to fucking play Counter-Strike online and download shitloads of anime. And so that's why I didn't go to college really for the first year. I just hung out with those guys.
Just landing all day. And look where you are now. It worked out in the end.
Great. It was awesome. Yeah, it worked out. No, he was a good guy. He had some interesting ways of saving money. One time we went on a snowboarding trip to Andorra, which is where you go snowboarding if you cannot afford to go snowboarding. And the booze was so cheap there that he brought back like fucking gallons of vodka. And then he got like this big container, like a plastic fucking thing you'd have to like, I don't know, hold like 6 gallons of water. But I don't know, how big's a gallon? I don't know what a gallon is. I keep saying gallon.
I also
a
don't
lot
know.
of like half the size of me, like a big fucking jug. And he filled it with all the vodka. And he was like, this is my vodka stash. This vodka is like cheaper than all of your vodkas. And he used to like siphon it out of there for like 2 years. He had this huge, like, I think it was made of plastic. So it's probably like sucking all the plastic off the inside of the container. I don't think it was like, I don't think that's how you're supposed to store alcohol.
It's like Goldschlager, but instead of little gold flakes, it's microplastics.
Exactly.
Yum.
Yeah. It's like, it's probably was supposed to be used in like a fucking, like a farm, like a milk farm or something. I don't know what it was, but hey, look, shout out to Niall Meadows, and I hope he's still drinking from the. No, I hope.
I hope he's moved on to like a glass bottle.
He's all right. He said
man.
happy. He sent me a happy birthday message a couple of days ago. He just did a smiley face on my Facebook page, so he's still alive. That's his proof of life from Niall. And also proof of life from all of our incredible Battle Pass holders. It's Ami Ferrario, Penelope Hayes, Senator Armstrong, Eamon Slattery, Harry Flanagan, Arno, Richard Matherson, James Brown, Mark Rojas, Tucker Morgan, David McGarry, Sven Hooster, Pez, Aaron L. White, Hewitt Nate, Tim Robinson, Forrest Brewitt, Eric Hamilton Schneider. Oh, I skipped Jonathan Kremen. Sorry, Jonathan. Cameron Ladd. Zachary Snader. Alex Sharp. Alex Goucher. George Sakotis. Jacob Godserve. Tohir Tiliev. And of course, Ryson. Thank you all so much. And thank you to all of our patrons. We are long overdue a plea to our community for more patronage. Our Patreon last month hit a number that literally made me gasp. I think we had too high the previous month. Maybe I took it out at the wrong time, but I took it out this like a couple of days late, and then it like accrued a bunch more. But I did it on January 1st, and I was like, "Fuck, we're down there. Oh shit, we better start asking people we need to get some more of this vodka in this fucking plastic bucket." Yeah, so we're doing fine, don't worry. But like, yeah, I do such a bad job of promoting this fucking thing that I really need to step up my game. We are actually, just as a preview for you two podcast people, we are going to be changing the format of the podcast this way in interesting new ways, in exciting new ways, and we will be adding a new tier to the Patreon. Our Patreon people have been telling us to do this for ages because our lowest tier is $5, and we've never done one lower than $5 because everything we do is really fucking expensive. But we're bad at acquisition, and one of the reasons they said is because you should probably have a lower one, especially because you do stuff like podcasts. So it sounds like we're going to do a $3 tier for podcast people, and what we're going to do with that is give you early access to the podcast because we don't do ads anyway, so we can't do like an ad-free version. Unless we get rid of the Battle Pass holders. But
don't read out the Battle Pass holders just for the patrons.
Yeah, we're all here for the Battle Pass.
That's half the show is waiting for Cameron Ladd.
Exactly. Yeah. In fact, what would be the most awful thing about that would be the Battle Pass holders would not hear the Battle Pass holders, which is the whole point. Hey, if anything, the Battle Pass holders are the people keeping this fucking podcast afloat. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you to Battle Royale Games.
Exactly. No, Battle Royale Games is gone.
No, never mind.
They did for a long time. I sent them I sent a couple of people a message over the break. If you're one of the crazy lunatics who gives us, who's in the fucking, why can't I remember it now? Because all it's in my head is Battle Pass holder. You're one of the fucking. Yeah, the Battle Pass holder. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Battle sponsors? Of course. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. If you're one of the Battle Pass holders, I haven't podcasted in like, I know to you guys it's only been a week, but we haven't done this in like fucking 3 weeks.
I forgot what Danny sounds like.
Right. Yeah, he thought I was Greek.
Go ahead. Give us a little Greek.
Sorry. No. Yeah. Definitely not. Right. Definitely not. I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one. I'm allowed to. But yeah, sorry. If I sent them a DM over the weekend because we had a little thing where we got. I can't talk about it publicly yet, but if you're a Battle Pass holder, check your DMs on Patreon because I was requesting something from you guys, and I'll leave it at that. This week, though, we're here to talk about the games that are coming out in 2025. That is the plan. We're gonna explore everything that's coming out that we have a date for, and everything that's coming out that we do not have a date for. Jesse put together this beautiful list. One game that I thought of, which you did get it on there. That's exciting. Okay, we'll talk about that in a bit. But before we do all that and run through all those games, how was your guys' break? Did you guys play many games over the break? Frank's got a big smile on his face.
Yeah.
You been doing stuff?
I finished like 2 of our games from our Game of the Year stuff. So I finished Infinite Wealth. I got the Platinum Trophy on that.
Oh, dope.
And then I finished Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I didn't 100% complete it, but I did did all the fight clubs. I did most of it. There was a lot of collect 40 of this collectible, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. But really liked it, and I'm excited whenever I think they had confirmed or announced we will do a DLC episode or something in the future. So that was really good. And then I kind of used the period to play essentially podcast games, just brain dead. Let me just relax. So I played a lot of Forza Horizon 5. The one that takes place in Mexico, which I didn't play when it came out back in 2021, I think, because I spent so many months playing Forza Horizon 4 that by the time 5 came out, it was I can't do this again. I don't want to play this. But it'd been so long. So Forza Horizon 5 is very, very good. I randomly got into Mortal Kombat X, which was the one that came out 9 years ago, and it's all horror themed DLC characters like Leatherface, Friday the 13th, the Xenomorph, and that, and then so that was fun just to get random achievements. And then the last game I kind of explored based on Jeff Gerstmann's almost anti-recommendation, but The First Descendant, which is Yeah.
What's this?
So the First Descendant, if you go on Steam and check its community artwork page, it'll tell you everything you need to know about the game. My friend described it as a gooner shooter. It is basically a third-person shooter. It's like Warframe, but every character in the game has like Stellar Blade costumes on, and like people play the game to get better costumes. But it's like,
oh, I remember this.
Yeah.
Gooner shooter.
Yeah,
Oh,
it came out back in like, I think like my friend has over 600 hours in this game, and I didn't know why.
Nice.
And I started, yeah, and now he's like, well, do this, get this, do this. So I don't know. It's fun. It's free to play, but I was like, you know what?
I feel like we need to like create a fucking like Gooner Shooter works, but unfortunately perhaps it doesn't. Perhaps it over sexualizes the reason to do it, because on the complete opposite end of the fucking spectrum, I was playing Infinite Nikki with my daughter over the break, which is basically the same fucking thing, except like pretty dresses. And everyone has their kinks. I'm not saying that there are people who are not playing Infinite Nikki for reasons that me and my daughter are not playing Infinite Nikki, believe me. But it's the same fucking thing. Infinite Nikki's a game about like, my daughter, like the minute I turned up, she turned around to me and went, "This is anime," and I was like, "Yes, exact. That's correct. Your 6-year-old eyes have been opened."
So is that what we needed to do to get you into anime video games? Is let you dress up the character more and like better outfits? Yeah,
it's just Infinite Nikki's such a weird game because like
it's a video game. Like it's really a video game. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like this open world, like free to play as well, which can confuse. It's like very not free to play. You need to be, spending money to get stuff in this game. And they are constantly reminding you, but it's like this weird little RPG, like, but you're playing this like little fucking, I don't know. She looks like an anime, like one of those maid cafes or something. Like it's just like a
Sailor Moon character that you can just like walk around as. Has a better transformation yet. I love the little cat thing. I haven't played much of it. Played the first 20, 30 minutes or something just to see if it was a real video game or a prank someone was playing on me. Yeah, super tutorial heavy. But that cat that you hang out with is like, there's a cat like that in the Kingdom Hearts series later on. I think in 3. I don't know what the obsession is with the annoying voiced little animal characters and all these JRPGs. It's very frustrating.
What was the one in that one that was set in Wales? Do you remember that? That they had a crazy one with that big nose. It looked like a Ghibli movie. It came out like 6 or 7 years ago. I feel terrible.
In Wales.
Or Nino Kuni.
Nino Kuni.
Yeah.
Right.
Mr. Weasel. Or I forget. I don't even know. He had like a lantern hanging off. Mr. Drippy?
Was that right?
I think it was Mr. Drippy.
That's what they called me in high school.
In Nino Kuni. Yes. He's
because my outfits were fire. That's
Sure. Sure, Drippy.
Clean the fifth again.
Oh, he's got wet pants again. Oh,
no,
Mr.
man. You guys like my shorts? Yeah, they're wet.
Man. Apart from Infinite Nikki, I also I decided that that I guess Christmas to me, for some reason, being at home with the family, having nothing to do, going out on little walks and shit like that, staying in front of the fire, lighting the fire, playing video games, I was like, you know what I need to crack out of the fucking big plastic drum of old video game consoles I've got in the garage? The Nintendo Wii.
Whoa.
I was like, let's introduce the daughter to the wonders of Wii. And that's what we did. We played some Wii games.
What'd you play? Sports?
A lot of sports. Sports is a good
Go-to.
time. She fucking hated WarioWare.
Yeah.
She was just so confused. And I'll be honest, I really like Smooth Moves, but that game feels like a Flash game now. Like the animation that they use and like the graphics that are in those like mini games is just straight trash, right? Like,
that's the charm of it, but you're totally right.
By today's standards, it's definitely worse. Like it just
they still do it. It still looks like that in the newer one, which is hilarious.
But maybe higher resolution trash. That's the other thing about the Wii is that like
480i.
That console is a 480i console, and when you turn it on, when I turned it on our we have a TV that is like too close to the couch because like we had bought that couch and that TV for a different house, and now it's in like so when the fucking Wii came on, it was just like oh shit, who spread Vaseline all over this fucking screen? It was also a secondhand Wii that I had gotten from like years ago from buying. We used it for B-roll, I think. No, we didn't use it for B-roll in the end. I don't know why we had it. my wife gave her one away to a hospital she worked at. So then I had to get another one for some reason. I think we were capturing something. I forget what it was. But it had a bunch of me's that were not us on it, which also felt a little bit.
That's always strange.
I had to delete them. I was
Yeah.
like, let's get the fuck out of here. So we made myself and my daughter, which was fun.
Dude,
And we
you
played
deleted
some
Uncle Bill. They spent forever
yeah.
making him.
Get the fuck out of here with your fucking, I don't know, Final Fantasy save games that I don't need. I had to delete all those as well. There's very little memory on that machine as well, the onboard. But yeah, I played some Wii Sports. She liked Wii Sports. She was a big fan of the tennis because I could help her because she could be in the front row and I could be in the second. So I was kind of there to scrub up. The bowling she liked, which was fun. Didn't really understand golf at all.
Yeah.
It's just like, what's happening?
Nobody
here?
does. Anyone who says
No.
they do is lying. It's not real.
It's like, why are you going first this time? Why am I going first this time? What's happening?
Yeah.
Yeah, subtlety of hitting that ball didn't really work. But
And
yeah,
my
it was
number's
good fun.
higher. Why did you win?
Yeah,
You have
exactly.
a 2, I have a 9.
All very confusing. Hated it.
Yeah.
Hated it. Bowling, the numbers go up.
Yeah.
Don't even ask about the fucking scoring in tennis. She did not also want to.
15
I was like,
love.
okay.
It's no love on this court.
I was like, okay, so it's deuce. Okay, so that means we have to win twice. Okay, and if we lose once, if we lose twice, we lose. Very confusing. So the Wii, still a great piece of home technology. Pick one up for your kids today if you want. If you want to enjoy some beautiful Wii games.
Nice.
Jesse, what did you play over the break?
I didn't play much over the break. Busy, but then when I wasn't, it was a lot of family stuff. A lot of it's our first Christmas married, so it was a lot of here's family members you've never met before that now you're legally obligated to. And then when I wasn't doing that, I was watching TV. I watched most of Silo. I caught up with that. I'm watching.
Is that good?
It's season 1 is fantastic. Season
there's
2
two seasons of that show.
Season 2 is out and currently airing. I'm sorry to any Silo creators that happen to be listening. That's a bad season of television,
really?
man. It is long and not that interesting. But the first season, self-contained, is one of the best mystery box things I've ever seen. It is
nice.
so much fun from start to finish. It's constantly giving you something new to be excited about, and when it reveals the information, it builds the story instead of just giving you a new question mark. So it's a blast, and the set design's great. All the actors are really good. Rebecca Ferguson's great, and Tim Robbins is really fun.
Nice.
Watch that and some of The Leftovers, and then for gaming,
The Leftovers. How far are you in the? So I did the original saying of watching the first 2 seasons of The Leftovers and then stopping, and everyone said that the last season is the best one.
yeah, I am not that far. I'm end of season 1, just
Okay.
about. So I'm learning more about the whatever they're called, the guilty something risers. I can't remember. The smokers. It's really, really. I love Damon Lindelof's Watchmen series, so I was like, I got to go back and watch this anyway. I was, it's funny, that show. I was thinking when the snap happened in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm going full nerd mode
Yes.
here. When all those people disappear, I'm like, I really wish there was a story about how the world's impacted by all those people disappearing. I'm watching The Leftovers. I'm like, who needs
it.
Marvel, baby? We already did it.
That's it. Exactly.
So that's been fun to watch. And then Metaphor Refantasio. I've just been playing that for the last 3 weeks on my Steam Deck, and I love it. So much fun.
Nice one. I watched some stuff over the break as well. I probably did a lot of watching. I don't really do that. I don't really tend to do that very much these days for TV series for whatever reason. But I watched Receiver, the Netflix wide receiver little doc stuff. I just love how they're fucking produced. I thought the quarterback one last year was interesting. It's just it's always fun to see the amount of dedication and work that goes into that, and also how filthy fucking rich all these motherfuckers are, which is pretty cool. That was good fun. We're making our way through Squid Game 2 season 2. Myself and my wife at the moment. I watched the Senna series. There was a Brazilian Netflix series on the life of Ayrton Senna, which is 6 episodes long, which we actually did a Patreon podcast for over on Shift F1 over the. We actually did 2 of them, which was definitely interesting as well. I think if you know the life of Ayrton Senna, which most F1 fans kind of do, or you saw the documentary that came out 15 years ago, which is absolutely fantastic, then you probably know a lot of the big beats on this one. But that was really good fun. And then I'm trying to remember. There's another one I have. I'm literally on my fucking Netflix page here, trying to find what it was. Oh, last night I watched the fucking Vatican movie
Conclave?
Conclave. I'd never heard of this until the Golden Globe news started coming out.
Good.
It was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
It was like, probably, if I'd seen it last year, it would have been the best movie I watched last year.
Dude, I love Pentiment 2. It's so good. I can't believe you made it a movie this time. No, yeah. So it was good. Ray Fiennes, right?
Ray Fiennes is in it, who went to school briefly in my hometown, actually.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he went to Newtown, the boarding school, for 1 year. I have a friend who's an actor who did a table read with him one time, and Ray Fiennes asked him where he went to school, and he went to school in my school in De La Salle in Waterford. And apparently, Rafe said when they walked downtown after school, the folks who worked in the boarding school told them to run past all the boys in De La Salle so they wouldn't get beat up. So it was a nice meeting of the minds there. Apparently he's a lovely fella. But yeah, absolutely brilliant performance in this thing. And yeah, it's basically just about the selection process for a new pope, but it's all like, palace politics and what's going on and who wants to be the new pope and what shit are some cardinals getting on other cardinals, and it's all set in like now contemporary times, so has that beautiful duopoly or sort of comparison between the old school everything that they are doing inside that building and also modern conveniences like phones and
like texting each other like that cardinal's a bitch. Right? Like don't vote for him.
well, they're sequestered, so they're not allowed to have communication once they're inside, so there's lots of like them going through security things, and it's I really loved it, and the performances are great and the story is really good. But I only watched it last night. It was super cool.
Nice.
I think I watched some other stuff as well. I'm watching the Sonic movies with my daughter.
Oh, okay.
Those movies are like very
right.
watchable.
Yeah.
They're not fucking cinema, but like
Jim Carrey's having a good time.
He is your boy is chewing it up.
Shout out #1 Canadian.
Oh my
Don't quote me on that. He's done and said some weird shit. No, he's just, you know what? He said he was going to retire after Sonic 2. He's like, unless they bring me a script written in gold ink, I'm not coming back to movies. And he was like, fuck it, I'll do 2 more Sonic movies. Why not? Put me back in, coach.
Wait, are there 4 of them?
Well, he did Sonic 3 and he's like, I'll come back for the 4th one. He's like, I don't care.
Oh, wow.
They pay me way too much money and I get to be this goofball for, 3 weeks. Let's do it.
I've seen a clip from Sonic 3 where he's doing some sort of dance thing, which seemed really ridiculous. But yeah, in so some of the lines, it's like the closest to Ace Ventura I've seen him.
Yes.
It's like, it's not quite that good, but there are some lines in it which my daughter still quotes to me, which is pretty good. The Jim Carrey ones as well, which is interesting, not the Sonic or Tails ones. So yeah, that's good shit. We're trying to get through them so we could see Sonic 3 in the cinema, but I think it's already out. So I think we maybe missed that.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait to
rent
it for $25.
By the way?
No, I'm not a big Bob Dylan fan. I don't really. I mean,
you don't like music that's good?
I respect him.
Yeah.
And I've not to be bringing up just random stories from people, but I have another story about a celebrity where my uncle is a huge Bob Dylan fan, and I went to he was coming over to the States with his family for like his 2 teenage kids who are now much older, but they were coming over to the States for a little road trip vacation, and they were going to at least one Dylan concert, maybe a second one, I don't know. But he was in New York at like apparently Bob Dylan's favorite guitar shop, and as he was walking out, Bob Dylan was walking in. And he was like, "Oh my God, like I'm a big fan of yours, and we're going to see you in fucking wherever it was. It was somewhere pretty far away, actually. It was like Memphis or something, I don't know. Whatever." And then my uncle's out in the road. He talked for like 20 seconds. He's out in the road, like waiting for a cab to come. And then like 5 minutes later, Bob Dylan comes out and gets in his car and goes. And then he circles the block and comes back, stops in front of my uncle and says, "Hey, Irish," calls him over. And gave him a number of like his dude, his fixer or whatever, and said, "I'll see you at the show in wherever they were going to watch it." Maybe I forget exactly where the show was. But they fucking hung out with him backstage before the gig, and then had like fresh seats in the front fucking row. It was like,
that's amazing.
What a dude.
Yeah. I want to start just naming random celebrities and seeing if you have a story. Man, Morris Chestnut has a new Watson TV show. Yeah, funny story. Morris Chestnut.
You'd be surprised how fast I can make these stories up. Just
when is he ever telling us the truth?
So I've never met Bob Dylan, but Bob Dylan sounds like an all right dude. He did right by my uncle one time. So Yeah, I'm into it. Yeah, so I whatever. I'm just not a huge fan of it. And it's not that I'm not a fan. I'm not that type of music. That
We
type
get
of
it. You hate
singer-songwriter
Timothy
stuff.
Chalamet. I understand. It's fine.
Have you seen it?
No, and I really want to because it's been getting pretty positive buzz. I like Timmy. He's quite the actor. We're on a first name, short name basis. Me and Mr. Chalamet. No, but I like him in Dune. I like him in other things that I can't remember. Call Me by Your Name. He's really good in that. I think he's a good actor. So I want to go
He
check
was
it
in
out.
Interstellar. Do you
Oh
remember?
yes, he was the son of.
He was the young son.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The young son one.
Yeah.
Wait, that makes him sound like he's a Korean actor. Going in that.
Oh my God.
He was briefly in that movie.
Yes.
Briefly in that movie.
He was the unimportant child of that.
He was young. You know who he was? He was young. Fucking. Fucking. What's his face? It's What's his name? What's the actor's
Rami
that
Malek?
actor?
No, I don't know.
It's Matt Damon and what's the other guy's name?
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck. He was
Yeah.
Casey Affleck's younger self.
Oh,
Casey Affleck plays the older one.
what a shame! I wouldn't want to be young
Oh,
Casey
wild.
Affleck.
No, that's a loaded.
Yeah,
That's a loaded.
you know what your
one as
future's
well.
gonna be.
Yeah. The only movie I watched at the cinema recently, I think, was Alien Romulus, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah, you were
I
talking.
think we talked about it, didn't we?
Yeah.
First half at least.
Fede
was
Alvarez.
brilliant. Man, oh man. All right, should we talk about video games?
We can. It's been half an hour.
Let's do it. Okay, first of all, first game that's coming out is an early access one. We're talking about the January games first of all. Hyper Light Breaker is coming out of early access on January 14th.
It's coming into early access.
Sorry, it's coming into early access. You're right. On Tuesday. Yes, lots of, as you know, we're doing a series on Hyper Light Breaker. There has been lots of stuff going on at the studio recently. You may have read about it in the news. There has been some layoffs there at one stage. They also started a Patreon. And the game is coming out of early access on January 14th. So as you can imagine, perhaps the narrative that we have been following with those guys for the past couple of years over how much they were embroiled in certain acquisitions of companies by certain ethically dubious megacorps may have had an effect on them. Also, that game, we were expecting it to come out of early access. It's been pushed back a number of times now. It was meant to come out most recently, I believe, back in the summertime, if I'm remembering correctly. Apologies if I'm not. We're producing many documentaries over here. But yeah, very excited for that crew to get the game out. January 14th, Hyper Light Breaker. I have obviously seen and played a decent amount of it. Frank, similarly, as he was embedding in the studio. I hope it's fun to pick up and play. So I'm hoping it'll be fun for people when it comes out in early access on January 14th. You guys interested in that? Playing Hyper Light at all?
I really liked Hyper Light Drifter. I enjoyed Solar Ash. I think it was for a studio going from 2D to that stylized 3D look. They did a really good job and it was fun to play. So if Hyper Light Breaker takes everything they've learned and does, they go even further. I'm excited to see. And you guys have seen different versions of the game. You've seen
it's
when it
changed
was
a lot.
roguelike, when it was more structured. So I'm excited to see what the end result or what the first version of the end result is.
Yeah, they've banked a lot on technology on this one. And Solar Ash is kind of has a lot going for it, but it's clearly missing a lot of stuff,
It's like a tech demo-y, cool video game.
It feels good to play.
Yes.
And the graphics are good and the art. There's one thing those folks always knock out of the park. I think it's the art design
Absolutely.
of their games. And yeah, the locomotion in that game feels great and the movement feels great, but it's just missing a little something. I'm not sure what it is. It's like the story or the moment, the objectives. I don't know what it is, but there was definitely, it felt like it was a little bit, could have used a bit more time in the oven maybe, or maybe a second go at it, which is maybe what Hyper Light Breaker is in many ways. In many ways, it does look as much of a sequel to Solar Ash as it does Hyper Light Drifter, little pixel art game. So yeah, best of luck to those folks. By the time we talk again in the podcast, it will have hit early access. So check it out, especially if you're following the series. January 16th, Dynasty Warriors Origins, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
No,
Whoa,
Frank,
whoa,
hold on.
hold on,
Yeah, Frank,
whoa.
don't you dare.
I am so excited for a new Dynasty Warriors game. The last one, Dynasty Warriors 9, that came out was very bad because they tried doing open world and it just it felt like a free to play MMO, but was it came out 2018. It was not good. That was Dynasty Warriors 9. All of their side games, I played the last one. I got deep into is like One Piece Pirate Warriors 4. All of their side games are very good, but the mainline Dynasty Warriors, they haven't really nailed. I mean, they took 6 years off, so now, or 7 years. Oh my God. So
Wow, really?
Yeah, I'm very excited for this one. I like that it's just Origins, so it's like very much a reboot, but it seems way more. Again, it's still going to be like hack and slash, silly nonsense, but it looks the gameplay of it looks very dense. I'm very excited for it. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of Dynasty Warriors, and like, I don't know, this is you. Like, Dynasty Warriors 2 is like one of my all-time favorite games, one of my most played games on PS2. So to have one new one, I'm hoping it's good. It looks good. So yeah, that comes out January 16th. I'm very fired up for it.
Man, I'm watching a gameplay video on IGN at the moment, and it is exactly as I expected. You're just swiping some sort of large sword and hitting 50 people. The top comment on this YouTube video is incredible. Government soldier, you are far outnumbered. Me, do you have any idea what game you're in? It's a good shout. Good shout. Dynasty Warriors. That's January 16th, just a week from now as well. January 23rd, we have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Star Wars Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles. That's obviously the remaster of the PS1 and Dreamcast version released in 2000, according to Jesse's notes here.
I googled
That's
it.
coming out on everything, is it?
Yeah,
PlayStation, Xbox. I'm not a big Jedi Power Battles fan. You guys? Aspire made the Republic Commando one, which was not very good. I think they did. I might be wrong. But then they've also clearly done right with the Tomb Raider and Soul Reaver ones that came out last year. So people seem to really like those.
Yeah.
Check out our documentary. January 28th, The Stone of Madness, which is that crazy looking game we talked about a few months ago from the Game Kitchen, the blasphemous folks, but it is not a blasphemous game. It is very, very different looking. How would you explain it?
Like
it looks like
tactics stealth game, sort of like those Mimimi games.
Right, yeah.
Like more hand-drawn art style to it.
Looking forward to that. And Eternal Strands, which is the... I did not know this was coming out this soon. This is crazy.
Yeah, they have a demo dropping pretty soon. I think on the 21st, so a week before release.
So this is from Mike Laidlaw, not to be confused with Mark Laidlaw, the writer of Half-Life 1 and 2. This is Mike Laidlaw, who is the Dragon Age creative director. Started this studio up. The key art looks a lot like the one that Obsidian are making. What's that called again? Avowed. Yeah. Very similar thing. But yeah, this is what is this? It's like an
open world
third person
action game. Yeah, like magic and stuff. It looks fun to play.
It looks fun to play.
Yeah,
stick it
you
on
watch
the box.
demo and you're like, yep. I don't know. I saw footage of it and I was like, kind of reminds me of Immortals Phoenix Rising, but not that like, I don't know. It's just hard to describe. Just the art style looks neat. I think it's got some pedigree behind it. Whether or not it'll be good, I'm excited to see. It looks.
Austin Wintory is doing the soundtrack on it.
That's all I needed. Boom, I'm in.
So there, it's what it looks like, and this is not. I am trying not to make unfavorable comparisons here when I say this, but it looks a little bit like what was that game, the first person game that came out that was made local to here. It was made in Novato. Came out 2 years ago. It was EA Originals.
God,
you know what I mean?
It's got like one of those names too.
It was like a Hexen.
Immortals of Avium.
That's it. Immortals of Avium. Yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
Yeah, that one. I was in that studio a couple of years back. I don't know what's going on now, but sorry. Obviously, a comparison that perhaps does not.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Duke Nukem Forever.
That's not.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, they're my neighbors, man. Don't be mean. But I guess I'm making that. Maybe the reason I'm sensitive to that comparison is perhaps that I feel like both of Immortals got a bit of marketing behind it in the end because it was an EA game, but not like loads of marketing. But this game I've barely heard of, and I think that's a little bit worrying that it's coming out in a couple of weeks. Is that just me? Are you guys aware of this?
I've been following it for a while, a couple months. But you know me, I just like following accounts and seeing new games, so I'm more privy to that sort of thing. But
Frank's shaking his head.
No, I've never heard of it.
Okay, so there you go. All right, we're in the same boat. So hopefully, hey, you've heard of it now, folks. Eternal Strands. It's nice. Sounds like a fucking resort, doesn't it?
Yeah, sounds like the nice summer vacation version of Death Stranding.
It does. You're right.
Yeah, the Eternal Strands.
God, is that on this list? Probably somewhere. I'll finish off January and we'll pass February over to Jesse. January 30th, Spider-Man 2, Spoderman. It's the official long name of it. This is the PC version. It came out obviously last year, or sorry, 2 years ago. God, on PS5, October 2023. Not deeply upsetting. Isn't it 5? It's going to be 5 years since COVID's happened. That's very upsetting. Although also it's great because we don't have to fucking worry about it so much anymore. Now it's H1N1.
Now now it's the bird flu.
Exactly. Let's get it, baby.
Thanks, Biden.
Sniper Elite Resistance. Sniper Elite Resistance coming out. Is that a new Sniper Elite game?
Yeah, it's a new one. I really liked. I think the last one was Sniper Elite 4 or 5. There's like a lot of these, but yeah, they're all great. They're kind of similar to Hitman games. Like they're very silly, and you can be stealth or just complete murder everyone. And like it's got kind of like Hitman progression, where like the more you play, you just increase your rank and stats and everything, so you can be an even better killer. So I'm very stoked for that one. Yeah,
that's dope. Made by Rebellion. That's a name I haven't heard in a good while. They made the original Alien vs. Predator game, an awesome first-person developer out of the UK, so that's pretty cool to see. And then a game for sickos like Jesse and Jeremy, and maybe Frank, Citizen Sleeper 2, Starward Vector, coming out on PC January 31st.
Also Switch, PS5, Series X, and day one on Game Pass.
Oh, really? I guess it is a Frank game.
If you're an Xer.
There you go.
Can't wait. It's going to be good. The demo that we got to play for Next Fest was fantastic. Just like everything I wanted out of a sequel, bigger in terms of scale, because the first one took place on kind of an isolated spaceship. This is more about going to different places, different parts of space with their own lore and backstory. And then it still has that depth that you would expect from that first game, while having the breadth to do more and go to more places. It's like team-based missions you can go on, that your team composition impacts the narrative and your choices while you're there, like a capital R RPG, which it doesn't make any sense, but whatever. It's I can't wait to play the full thing.
Nice one. And that's January. February. Jesse, you want to take it?
Yeah, February this year, at least in terms of confirmed release dates for stuff that I think we have something to talk about. February 4th, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 drops, the sequel to the first one.
I feel like I wish I played more of that first game. Every time I went to play it, I something happened where there was just too much going on, and I was like, oh, fuck it, maybe a different night. And it seems like a cool weird thing, very weird Eastern European kind of hyper specific. I think I will endeavor to play this one, the sequel. The trailers for it look completely bananas. This is
never got to play any of the first one myself.
It's first person. It's like, I don't know what you'd even call it, because it does have a story. It's a medieval first person, calling it a first, it's like, it's not like it's so hard to explain this thing. I don't know why. I think it's because it just doesn't fall into like the standardized boxes we have for these things, which is usually Stranger in a Strange Land, sort of Elder Scrolls type thing, or like it's kind of closer to like a sim. Like it's closer to like Arma, but like in the Middle Ages, where you can go around and do missions and talk to people and stuff, but like it's really about like swinging your fucking sword and like having the right equipment and your stances and all that sort of stuff, and very sort of simulation based, like Stalker. I guess it's kind of a bit like Stalker, like those types of soft missions where it's like not necessarily a big huge narrative set piece type thing. Like they come every once in a while. I will say the sequel looks like it has a lot more of that. Looks like it has a lot more story stuff. But yeah, those games are... I've done a bad job of explaining what Kingdom Come Deliverance is. Just go watch a YouTuber who's actually fucking played more than 6 hours of it, and you'll get the idea. But it looks weird and neat.
Yeah, can't wait to see more of that. February 5th, Rift of the Necrodancer drops. Excited for that. That was in the Next Fest video that we did for October. Played the demo. Very, very fun. The thing that I'm excited to see more of, because the demo was more focused on the rhythm game stuff, the sort of Guitar Hero gameplay that it had. The trailer that they put out for it originally had a story mode with Rhythm Heaven mini game stuff going on, like a sort of an homage to those Nintendo rhythm style games. So I can't wait to see what those are like. Comes on PC on February 5th. February 11th, Sid Meier's Civilization 7.
Wow.
7 of them.
Seventh Civilization.
Yeah. No love?
I'm not a big Civ fan. I respect them. Yeah, I don't play them a lot. I'm an Age of Empires fan for
And a
whatever
2 Point
reason.
guy, which I think is on here later in March.
2 Point. Oh yeah, I'm a big
Yeah.
Bullfrog boy. Yeah, so is my wife. More so, she's a big Bullfrog boy. Looking forward to that one coming out. But yeah, I'm not a huge Civ fan. But yeah, it's cool to see Firaxis still knocking these out, and I kind of also feel like they do a good job. It's like the NetherRealm thing, where it's like Mortal Kombat, and then like a DC thing, and you know, I feel like you get some XCOM, you get something different, and then you get Civ. Civ is always there. There's a new Civ always coming. So yeah, hopefully this one.
It's a real rebound 4X. It's like, oh, I can always count on you. You're always going to be there.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
You always got an
Old
extra.
faithful.
Yeah, spare pillow, extra blanket for me. Thanks, Sid Meier. February 14th has Assassin's Creed Shadows. Everyone's so I'm a little excited for it.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that's how I'm spending it. Sorry, sweetheart. We're not going to Hot Pot anymore. It's I'm going to
You
Japan.
married this. You knew what you married.
You knew what you signed up for. I'm playing as the black guy.
I hope this game's good. I feel so disappointed with all Assassin's Creed games. Like I'm a huge fan of the original, like 4 or 5, and try as I may, even games like Valhalla, which like just have so much. Like I love Viking shit. I'm from a Viking town. Like I love a game exploring England. I was like, this will be great. And there's just, for whatever reason, those games just. I feel like I might as well be putting them on a fucking autoplay. Like you are just telling me what to do all the time. I'm like, eventually the tutorialization will end. And then it does. And then I just feel like I've got checklists upon checklists and UI elements, and there's no immersion. Like it's like you've built this incredible, beautiful, detailed world. You've cared so much about all the history, and then you have like covered it in signposts. Like I can't. And maybe it's just me. Maybe that's like a personal thing. These games are obviously really popular. But yeah, my wife even at this stage prefers to play the Far Cry games than the Assassin's Creed games because it's just too much shit going on.
There's
hoping
like exploration modes for at least the latest Assassin's Creed games that give you a lot more freedom to be led astray. Like they'll say it's to the northeast, but it's not that much. Like it's not enough.
Yeah, I did. I think I did it. Was it Origins? Maybe had it the first one. I forget which one. I tried and I was like, it's not for me.
Yeah, fair.
Then the tutorial pops up and tells me how I'm supposed to, what buttons I should press to kill these guys or whatever. I'm just like, fuck.
Just a reminder, it's LB and RT to do your special.
For whatever, it's so strange because like any game that has a big open world, I'm just like so excited to jump around in it, even if the gameplay isn't great or the combat's not great, the story's not great. And for some reason, those games just feel like they don't feel real at all. That's I am reminded this is a video game more than practically any other game I play. I cannot break that. You
know what the core issue is? It's those stores. They have like the pop-up usually early on to remind you that, hey, you can spend your Ubisoft coins on a fiery horse. And it's like, man, just let me have a bar fight. Let me do the rap battle thing you can do in Valhalla. I don't need the glowing staff of Raw or whatever. Just let me have some fun.
There's so many systems as well, and they have to constantly remind you how to do each one. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And at the end of the day, each mission you do is not really. Yeah, there's just no. I don't know. I'm sure they do QA for this stuff, and to me, these games are they're just not for me anymore, and it disappoints me. But whatever.
Yeah. Well, hopefully
this one's good.
Yeah. February 18th, big day. Avowed from Obsidian. It's finally out. I can see what everyone's been talking about.
I'm excited for them.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Can't wait to. I honestly kind of don't have any idea what it is other than it's a first-person RPG.
Yeah.
So
it's like a Elder Scrolls E1, but probably smaller scope, or like an Outer Worlds, but with elves and shit. Looks really cool.
Take place in what's the CRPG series that they were doing?
Oh, the Path of Exile?
Pillars of Eternity. Same acronym, so I get why you do that.
I always do it.
Yeah, but it's a first-person game in that world. That's cool. Apparently.
I just figured they were pulling from D&D. Like, is Pillars of Eternity also just pulling from D&D?
Yeah.
I don't know if it is or not.
Probably.
Yeah, we were at the studio when they did their second gameplay reveal. The first time they showed that game, I think people were a bit miffed about it. And then when they did this one, it was when they had the new key art and they showed off a bunch more gameplay, and people were like, "Oh, this does look cool." So we were at the studio when they did that, and they were all super jazzed. So yeah, my feeling on the game definitely changed when I saw that gameplay as well. I was like, "Oh no, okay, this does look interesting."
They're cooking. They're cooking. I can't wait.
I can't say that. I'm 39 now.
You can say it. It's okay.
I can't say they're cooking.
Yeah, it's all right.
To me, that means meth or something.
Oh, okay. Don't say that then.
I don't think they're cooking meth.
Hope not.
They're doing a lot of things at Obsidian, but I don't think Although who knows? They make a lot of weird games. That would explain a lot.
Yeah, it's true.
Avowed shares its release date, it seems.
Yeah, with Lost Records Bloom and Rage, tape 1, the first episode of the series. It's a new thing from the Life is Strange team at Don't Nod, not Deck 9, who did the other ones. Yeah.
Lost Recordings Bloom and Rage tape 1. That's a lot of fucking words, Jesse.
Yeah. Well, it's like the old way of releasing those games. It was they do episodes. These are called tapes because it's a 90s style adventure, I guess, or 80s style. Looks neat.
It's a gang of 4 girls, it looks like.
Yeah.
Embark on a narrative journey. Film your summer in 1995 and create memories of a lifetime with new friends. 27 years later, confront the dark secrets they made you all promise to never speak again after that fearful summer. Sounds like a Don't Knock game.
Yep. They know what they're doing. They have a style.
They're cooking.
Whoa! Not meth, though. I hope.
No, they're more of like a fucking like first time smoking weed kind of.
Like, dude, I'm so high right now.
Exactly. Yeah,
one
it's
toke.
like it's fucking oregano, man. We fucking crumbled into that cigarette.
Dude, I got it from my dad's stash, dude. So good.
My mom kept it in the fucking spice rack, dude.
Yeah, right next to the cinnamon. It's weird that's where she put her weed.
They put this shit in horchata.
Hey, speaking of getting high, February 20th.
Oh boy.
Like a Dragon. Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Frank, how excited are you to be Majima again?
I'm very excited. They showed a gameplay trailer and they're doing like by the time this podcast is out, they have a new gameplay like direct coming this Thursday. They showed so much of it. It basically feels like they're making their own One Piece game. There's like a whole pirate island you go to and do missions. I think there's like a pirate ship warfare. They've both said there's like you can dress Majima up in like 200 different costumes. Like it looks so massive. And it's still its own separate side game from the other one. But like, yeah, I'm very, very excited. I beat Infinite Wealth, cleared my plate. I'm trying to play as much of Yakuza 5 in between because I'm still trying to like just complete the whole series. So yeah, I'm very, very excited for Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. And the one like thing I am hopeful for is like Infinite Wealth was 80 plus hours to platinum. So I don't know if this one will be as big or long, but I like that it's a beat 'em up style or hack. Even more, it's like very like, I don't even know, like even the last one they did felt more like Spider-Man where you have like gadgets and do all this crazy stuff. So it looks very big and silly. So I'm very excited.
Hell yeah. We got a new, what do you call it? It's the Assassin's Creed, new Black Flag. This time you're Majima.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Everyone does it eventually. They go pirate.
Yeah.
Where's Halo Pirate? That would have saved the franchise.
Whoever's on their like localization team for naming games, I don't know what if this is exactly what it's called in Japanese, but Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii is Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii is a fucking really incredible combination.
It sounds like a fake bootleg you'd see at a corner store.
It does, yeah.
Like right next to Old English. You're just like, all right, yeah, sure, I'll take that in a 40. Why not? February 28th, Capcom's coming in swinging. Monster Hunter Wilds, the newest Monster Hunter. I've never gotten into this series, and I really want to. I hope this is the one. So
yeah, Frank, this for you. You played a bunch of these, right?
Yeah, I remember like Worlds was the first one I really tried, and that was like 2014. And I played like at least 30 hours of it, but it was hard. It was tough. I didn't really get it. Monster Hunter Rise, I think, was like the most successful one. That one was awesome. But like I said this a lot. It launched on Switch, so you had to play it. I just don't like the Switch hardware. And it wasn't crossplay. So eventually it came out on PC, PS5. Other friends got it, but I never wanted to redo it. With Monster Hunter Wilds, it's like crossplay finally, so it doesn't matter where you get it. You can play with everybody. So I'm very excited. Also, like the fun thing with Monster Hunter, even when I was playing on Rise, is like if you just anyone can join your server. So like you always end up in like servers with like Japanese players who are so like hardcore at the game and will just basically do the fight for you. So it's great. So I'm excited for this one. They've showed like gameplay stuff of it. Looks very like detailed now. Everything's running off like their newer like RE engine and everything. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm also so happy I don't have to play this on the Switch. So I'll get it on PS5 and have a great time.
I believe there is a second beta test coming out for this as well. I don't know exactly when. I think it just got announced. Let me see. I'm on the Monster Hunter Twitter page here. They're back for 2 sessions in February. Okay, so there will be 2 more betas in February, but not present, it looks like. But yes, follow your Monster Hunter social medias if you're interested in getting in on those.
Nice.
That closes out February.
March.
And then March. Now, Yeah, we got March 4th is 2 Point Museum.
Let's go.
2 Point Studios.
Go. Very excited. Very excited. This household is very excited. My wife cannot wait for this fucking game to come out. From the folks who made 2 Point Hospital, from the folks originally who made, or were part of the team who made Theme Hospital back in the day. Yes, very excited. They did 2 Point Hospital. Then what was the most recent one? 2 Point Campus, thank you. And then, which was cool. But museum feels like it's closer to a theme park. I think that's what I'm excited. This is kind of like pure theme park territory. So, yeah, cannot wait for this thing. Absolutely cannot wait for this. If you're listening, folks, please send us early keys. I want to play this fucking game.
And then March 6th is Split Fiction from Hazelight Studios.
Woo!
That's
Already?
I forget the guy's name. The crazy
Joseph Fares.
Yeah, Joseph Fares. We just saw a trailer for this at like the Game Awards, right? Like this just got announced.
He
It's
announced
coming
it
out.
at the end of this little segment. He was like, "It's also you don't have to wait that long. It's coming March 6th. It kicks ass. Fuck you. Play my game. Like, all right, settle down.
The
I'm doing
trailer
it
he did
anyway."
was actually very good. The
It
one
was.
where he walks around the studio and does that was actually very well produced. So fair play.
He seems like a fun guy.
He seems. He does
On
seem
the
like a
outside.
fun guy. I also wonder if maybe he's a nightmare to work with. I don't know.
Like fun guy in the way where you're like, man, oh, he's super cool when we're not in the office.
It's just like, does the energy, does he chill out?
Does he ever turn it off or
Exactly.
no?
Is
Okay.
he just
Jack
like,
Black
I don't
thing?
know.
You're like, all right.
Who knows?
We do about 2 weeks on set with you, brother.
And then March 11 is Wonder Stop from Ivy Road. This is a new game from Davey Redrin and published by Annapurna Interactive. I haven't seen anything of Wonder Stop.
Yeah, what's this? Do you know what this is about, Jess?
This is a cozy.
Oh, it's a cozy game.
Settle down though. Hold on. Who's making it? Davey Redin. It's a cozy game, but is it? You know what I mean? Beginner's Guide.
Okay. This
Family
one.
Family
Parable.
Parable.
Yeah. So
okay.
series of games where it's like, what to twist? What's going to be the weird thing? This one seems like it's more focused on the fact that a cozy game is not necessarily a replacement for solving all your problems. Hey, I feel like we've talked about that before. So I'm excited to see what the story for the game ends up being. Very
Terrified. Speaking of cozy games.
So yeah, we have Adam Fall. Oh, yeah. Sorry. March 25th. We got
Not Adam Fall.
No. No. Now I'm generally excited for Wonder Stop. It was like, it's so dubious. Like, what the hell is this for? Oh, okay. I see what the twist is. So now I'm excited. March 25th is Tales of the Shire, the Lord of the Rings game from Weta Workshop. What's the genre of this one?
Cozy.
Is it
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. It's like fucking Animal Crossing for hobbits. I think.
Yeah.
No, it is.
It really is.
Oh.
Can I say I fucking hate the naming convention happening here?
Oh yeah. It's bad.
What are they doing?
That's awesome.
Like Tales of the Shire, the Lord of the Rings TM game.
The Lord of the Rings game.
Yeah.
Like everything about that is terrible. The fact that they have the TM after the Lord of the Rings. Clearly there is a legal requirement or a necessity to put the Lord of the Rings, and they can only say it if they say the Lord of the Rings, which then force them to say at the start.
Yeah.
Because it's a proper noun. And then game. Game should be, it's not 1990 fucking 8, or it's not 2008 where like every Wii game had to have the word game or party in it. We can't put the word past putting the word game
I
in
thought
game.
Tales of the Shire was a book. Oh
Right?
man. Jeez. If only they
Tales
had
of the
game in the
Shire.
title somewhere.
A Lord of the Rings game. Fuck
Man,
off.
They haven't had a good record. The last Lord of the Rings game was that like what the Goblin? What's the
Gollum. Yeah.
Gollum?
Yeah, you almost had it.
Gollum.
A Lord of the Rings game. Gollum. The Lord of the Rings game.
Did they also do it for that one?
No,
I don't
maybe.
think so.
I could see it.
Well, this is actually made by Weta Workshop. So that's what's interesting about this, is that like they're actually producing this themselves. It's published by Private Division, which has had a fucking crazy week because Private Division was like getting shut down, I guess. It looked like a while
Huge
back.
layoffs, yeah.
Huge layoffs. And now what they've done is are they firing what's left of Private Division, and all of those ex-Annapurna people are taking over Private Division.
That was my understanding, yeah. Which is even weirder because Wanderstop, the last game we were talking about, is still being published by Annapurna Interactive.
They still have their own publishing.
Yeah, they still have their arm,
Yeah.
but like, what's going on, man?
Don't know who's over there. And
Yeah.
now all these other Annapurna people have like it's like I don't know, like a band leaving and taking, it's like the Red Hot Chili Peppers just going over and being Corn. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like it's very like together, and then Korn had to go somewhere else, and someone else is going to be the new Red Hot Chili Pepper. I don't know what's
Imagining
happening.
Flea playing chord songs up there.
Oh my god, Flea has to take over fucking. Why can I not? This is the most embarrassing thing. I can't remember the bass player.
It's Korn.
What's his fucking name? Fucking. Oh, This is
great.
the one time my teenage me is fucking
Screaming.
really upset.
Just in there.
Because you said Flea and it threw me off.
Sorry.
What the fuck's his name again? Fieldy. God.
Ooh.
See, it's so close. Fieldy and Flea.
It is close. I get it.
Flea
Flealdy.
short-circuited my brain. But you're right. Maybe that isn't. They're so close already. Maybe Fieldy can do.
You ever seen them in the same room together?
Never. No.
There you go.
I got to re-listen to Fieldy's Dreams and see if he mentions Flea at all.
Is that the Kevin Costner movie? I'm not sorry. All right.
Oh my god.
What's next, Frank? What else we got?
Wow. Wow. Like
then-
crying laughing.
And then March 27th, from Rebellion,
Keep going.
the same studio making the Nazi killer games, Atomfall. So I didn't know what this is. Atomfall is based on a real thing, the wind scale fire, like a nuclear fire. I didn't know this is a thing. So this is a
Shit.
post-apocalyptic survival action game. It doesn't seem like it's being marketed as a multiplayer thing, so I'm hoping this is a single-player game. But yeah, it's like an open-world survival game. But it's based on a real like nuclear event that happened in England in the 50s. I didn't know anything about this, the wind scale fire. So now I'm interested because then I can learn about.
Jesus,
Yeah,
I,
that's really
I don't know
cool.
about this either. That's wild. Yeah. 1957 in Cumbria. Yeah, some sort of... It was ranked in severity at level 5 out of 7 on the International Nuclear Event Scale. That's wild. Yeah, fire. That's crazy. Atomfall. There you go.
And then also March 27th is the first Berserker Kazan, which is a Dungeon Fighter online spinoff. So I know they've had fighting games. I know DFO itself is a beat 'em up. Is this also a beat 'em up, or what kind of?
It's like a Souls-like, I think, right?
Okay.
Or that like third-person sluggish action kind of game.
Oh, it is. Okay.
I don't
Oh,
know.
it's like actual.
Sorry, I'm still laughing about
That Fields of Dreams. Yeah.
Okay. This game kind
James
of
Earl
has
Jones shows up.
this game kind of has like an anime cell shaded look. It's like even look at the Steam screenshots. It's got very like pulpy blood spitting out, which looks kind of cool. But I don't know if I've ever heard like positive buzz over any of the DFO games. Like they all seem kind of. I don't want to maybe junk, but hopefully this is cool. The art style looks cool. And then at March 28th, we got inZOI.
No.
What is inZOI? What
Is this
inZOI?
coming out?
What is
Yeah.
it? Oh, is that the
I
crazy?
put this in here exclusively for Danny. I knew he'd
Yeah, what is
for
inZOI?
This is the fucking life sim game.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
this
This
is
is
the
the fucking
Sims
light-
by Korea.
It is. It's
They're doing
Korean
it.
Sims, which means it's got like 5,000 more pixels on the coffee cup than you need. It's going to look fucking incredible. It's going to look unbelievable. inZOI. Yeah, Crafter are putting this out, so it's got big ass money behind it. This is the PUBG people. This is so imagine PUBG without the guns, set in Korea. I guess PUBG already has a sort of a decent Korean vibe to it, and this is just about just fucking living the life, man. It's about getting your apartment, about getting a nice car. It's about having a cute fucking dog. It's about marrying someone hot. It's about being hot. Having fun, taking pictures of the fun you've had so that people can see it. It's about having babies and shit. It's like imagine The Sims with none of the whimsy. It's just pure life sim shit. This game looks insane. This game looks like, I don't know. Every time I saw it, I was like, this is not real.
Like it looks fake. Every time I see a screenshot of
Yeah.
it, I'm like, it's a fake video game.
It looks like it's from Black Mirror. Like this is the
Yes.
setup.
Yes.
Like,
Holy shit, it
Yeah.
does. You're right. Wow, I never thought about that. That's oh my goodness.
It has
did
the
it.
like just look at the character creator pictures and you're like, this is those ads that they run on fucking X Hamster about like
Oh my god.
make
Design your own woman.
AI fucking partner.
Oh,
like it's like
brother.
levels of fucking customization that make you feel uncomfortable.
Showing your whole ass talking about the ads that you see on websites.
Yeah. Hey, look, man, we're all red-blooded men on this podcast.
Okay.
That might be a problem, but that's where we're at. Yeah, this game looks fucking psychotic. I cannot wait to play this. I can't believe it's coming out. There's a screenshot here of I I need to go to the Steam page and go to the there's a screenshot of a little baby.
Yeah.
Oh
And it has a skill tree around the baby. And this to me sounds like the experience of growing up in Korea from the people I talked to when we were out there a couple months ago. They're very not everyone, that's a very broad brush, but like those who are like have gone through a lot of rigorous schooling in their lives. It looks pretty. There's a picture of a baby and it has the word expert, wise and logical. And
Yes.
This is like a 6-month-old child.
That's gaming. Entertainer.
That's fucking gaming.
I am excited to see the Steam screenshots and artwork tab for this game once it's out. Because the screenshots we're seeing here is like, I'm excited to see what people make. I know what this game. The last screenshot is a girl in cat ears, so I feel like that's like
Yes.
That's like
That's a Fred Kelly video game.
Yeah, they're fucking admitting defeat on the last one. They're like,
All right, here you go. You didn't care until now. Fine. Here's the cat ears. All right. It's $59.99. I don't know what it costs. I'm just guessing.
it's like you know what it looks like as well as like whenever people add those like insane mods to GTA and take screenshots where you're like, this game will never run at more than 16 frames a second. But
Oh my God, hold on. I was waiting for it. I was like, there's got to be something, right? I scrolled down. What do I see on Steam? AI generated content disclosure.
oh, nice.
Oh, brother. Players can
Hopefully not the
generate
screenshots.
all the pictures of this game are AI generated. You can generate textures and character outfit styles based on text input. You can also create 3D objects from image input, which can be used as interior decoration, or you can like scan your house. No, I'm not
See,
doing that.
that's like an ethical AI thing that like outside of just the general art stealing properties, if you're able to like Little Big Planet style scan in textures, I'm okay with that.
Sure. Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah,
Not
that
so
part
bad.
that part I don't see as the AI stuff, but also I don't know how I feel about at any point anymore uploading a picture from my house to a
That's
server
a good point.
anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Except for social media. Then I can stomach it for some reason. Yeah.
You should check out Grok 2 and type in
No shot.
Jesse
I'm not grokking.
Garasha riding a pet pretzel through space.
Someone who wastes $5 a month. Let me know what that picture looks like. Go
it's free for
boil the
everyone
ocean. Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, well, no one fucking used it, so no one.
Yeah.
You know,
Poor Elon Musk.
Grok to your heart's content. Anyway, inZOI. We'll see if it comes out.
Yeah, geez.
That's number one on my list of games that will be pushed back.
No.
And then the last game so far that has a confirmed release date on our list is April 21st is Fatal Fury City of the Wolves from SNK. The first new Fatal Fury in 26 years. SNK is having a comeback. I got to play this back at like Summer Games Fest, and it feels really good. It feels really snappy, like on par with like Street Fighter 6, which is very impressive. And so every time they show new footage or gameplay, it looks amazing. So yeah, I'm very, very excited for this game. So yeah, April 21st. I'm assuming it'll be crossplay with all the standards out on PS5, Series X, PC. And yeah, also the music was really good too in the trailer they showed.
Beautiful. City of the Wolves. Okay, now we wander into the realms of unknown. The games that might be coming out this year. Who knows? Some of these might not be coming out this year. They might be coming out a year later. And if they are coming out this year, they don't have dates anymore. Unlike inZOI, in which you'll be able to make your dream baby. These games are all over the place, and we have almost 2 pages of them. So we're gonna
rattle them
go
off.
through. We got more than 2 pages of them actually. We're gonna get through them. But you've already edited this down, I can tell, because we're coming with the heavy hitters. Doom: The Dark Ages from id Software, the latest game from our good friend Hugo Martin and co. He didn't just make.
I was going to say, wow, good job, Hugo.
Just pure Hugo, squeezed through. This game looks rad. I kind of wish they called it Quake or something because it has such
they're
Quake
really
vibes to me.
trying.
But, I'm interested in it. I wonder, it would be interesting to do a doc with those guys again and see what the reaction to the last Doom was, or how that impacted this one. Because I mean, that came out right after COVID, I think, as well. What was it called again? Doom Eternal?
Eternal, yeah.
Sorry. And it was a lot going on. Maybe a bit too hard, a bit difficult for some people, perhaps, or
Yeah, the Marauder or whatever, right? Seemed to be the sticking point for everyone.
Yeah,
Too hard.
He played like Hugo himself had played a lot of From Soft games in the development of this, and maybe it rubbed off. I still need to complete it, Eternal, but I had good fun with what I played. Yeah, Doom the Dark Age is the first one. Next up, Elden Ring Night Rain. What do you guys think about this one? This was kind of a confusing announcement at the Game Awards. It's a co-op. I think you have to either play solo or with 3 people. It looks like.
Yeah, it seemed like you couldn't do it with 2. Like it had the way they were talking about it is like it's 1 or 3, not up to. But yeah, I don't know. Sure, I'll play more Elden Ring. I didn't finish the first one, so.
It's a standalone. It does not take place in the same universe or same world. I guess is what
You're on a different curved finger map.
maybe. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I like those games, and I am not interested in this at all. So I don't know what that says.
Wow.
I don't play single. I prefer to play games with that atmosphere and world building single player. And hopefully this is a game you can play single player earnestly, and it's not like you feel like you're playing no friends mode. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's like a bunch of challenges that you can't finish if you don't have the other 2 people. You walk by it and they're like, well, if you had some friends, you loser, maybe you could do this.
Like, I'm a gamer, of course I love friends.
Come on.
Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. Any interest in this? I feel like this is probably a me game as well.
This feels like vaporware because I keep hearing about this for like a decade. So I'm like, is it? Because like vampires have never been hotter. Nosferatu came out and was amazing. I went back. I didn't know that, guys. I'm going to spread my knowledge. I didn't know this. Nosferatu ends and it's like, oh yeah, based on Bram Stoker's Dracula. I did not know that Nosferatu and Dracula was the same story. I didn't
know that either.
No,
I thought it was the other way around. I thought Dracula was based on Nosferatu. That's crazy.
Yeah,
it's not like for like. It's just like based. Yeah, it's like vampires.
Yeah, and so like I watched Bram Stoker's Dracula, the Coppola movie, which was so like cheesy but awesome because it's all practical effects.
Who plays?
Gary Oldman is
who it is,
Dracula.
Oldman, yeah.
Keanu Reeves doing the weirdest accent I've ever, because it's like a surfer British guy.
You die in fire. Keanu.
So I'm all about it.
Did you? They have that beautiful train shot, the practical train shot of like the shadow of the train or whatever, or the over the hillside, and that was all done with like miniatures and stuff. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Yeah, that game's weird. So it's coming out by the Chinese room. So this game has gone through multiple developers. We did a video on it ages ago with Brian Mitsoda, who was fired then like 3 years later. I think we did that back at GDC 2019, I think. So that would have been like almost 6 years ago. So I'm very interested to see what version of Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines comes out of this. The original game was like a Half-Life engine, like a Half-Life 2 engine, right? It was a Source engine game. I think it came out. Is this the one that came out the same day as Half-Life 1, I think? November 16, 2024. I mean, Half-Life 2. Yeah, it did. It was it's a fun little like RPG, first-person RPG, like like a System Shock type game, or like a BioShock type game, or like
now you're speaking my language.
Yeah, that's what Vampire the Masquerade's Bloodlines is. It's like a first-person. There's combat. There's a lot of talking to people. There's a lot of intrigue. You can do stealth.
Is it like faction quests?
Oh god, yes, you're right. Yes, there are different types of vampires, and you can basically side with one or the other, and they're all fighting each other. But it's contemporary. It's set in like modern-ish day. I can't remember exactly. The original set in Boston, I want to say. I think it was. Or Seattle. This one was going to be set in Seattle, right? Maybe the original was set in Seattle. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I played Bloodlines. But yeah, they were super cool little games, and yeah, I feel like if they do this right, people will really like it. So I just hope. It seems like it's had a very troubled development. Hollow Knight Silk Song. We're still waiting for it. A man can dream. Jesse wrote down here on the notes. Amen.
We pray in Silk Song. We pray. I just, man, wasn't there a playable version of this in like 2018 or something like that? Like there was a demo that people had their hands on. I'm pretty sure. Even if that's not the case, this is like it was supposed to be a spin-off sequel, and it's taking longer, I feel like, than the first one. I don't know what the full development timeline was for the first one, but this has been a long time coming, so I'm interested what they've been cooking for so long.
Yeah. Deadlock also, it has a date for this year, but I don't know what that means. Like maybe it's going to come out this year, maybe it'll be in early access, or maybe it'll be just I don't know, like a game like that, does it ever come out?
Yeah, true.
Grand Theft Auto 6,
It's not happening.
I don't think it's coming out this
happening.
year.
No.
I've never thought it was coming out this year.
No.
I
They got a
don't
bunch
really.
of Trump jokes they got to write. They don't have enough time to do that.
It's a good time for a game set in Florida. I'll say
Yeah.
that. So we'll have to see if GTA 6 comes out. I'd be very excited. I actually played a bunch of GTA 5 over the Christmas break as well.
I saw your screenshot of the funniest cutscene in video games.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
It's so good.
Yes, it's eminently quotable, but also not quotable.
Can't quote it. Not on this podcast with
can't
your
quote
own
it.
yee ass
Exactly.
haircut, and that's where we stop.
His voice actor is
He's
fucking
so good.
brilliant.
Oh my
He's
God.
so good.
Yeah.
And that scene is obviously the funniest one. Just I think it's a lot to do with his physical performance as well, the way he like leans back in, and he's just like he's so like obviously it's scripted, but you're just like shocked at how good he is at dunking on Lamar. But it's throughout that like he is brilliant throughout the game when you're experienced. He's a great like first character to meet, I think. For that.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah, super cool. Yeah, so looking forward to it. I love all those GTA games. They're some of my favorite games ever.
Same.
Rockstar is now our last mountain to climb. We got Valve.
It's your Moby Dick, your white whale.
It is. We got Bethesda. We got, what was the other one I always thought we'd never get? We did. I forget. We haven't gotten FromSoft yet, I guess. That's another big one. Add it on the pile. Gears of War E-Day. How do we feel about playing the origin story of Gears of War?
Sure.
All around me.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the big muscly guys running around. I'm glad it's Dom and other guy.
Marcus.
Yeah. So,
Bender.
yeah. Oh,
Anya.
oh God. Marcus Bending Rodriguez. Yeah, I can't. I can wait. It's okay. It'll probably get delayed too. I feel like 2025 might be a little too early based on when they announced it with the CG trailer, but who knows?
Yeah. I hope this is just a fun throwback. Like, I'm sure it will be, but like, again, like the story in Gears of War, like Gears of War 1 and Gears of War 2 had like interesting stories that were neat, but they feel like they're from those cover shooters feel like they're from a very specific Xbox Live era that I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're there anymore.
Gears 5 was good though. It's cool.
Yeah, I didn't play much of it.
Oh, okay. It's good.
You know what is good? Is Baby Steps.
Yeah, baby.
I want to play.
I want to play so bad.
Frank's googling, which means he's
Yeah.
reminding himself what it is. Do you remember?
That's the one where it's like the man baby running up.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, this is it's made by a bunch of devs. Benefati's one of them. They all apparently live, if not together, then close by in like one apartment block, and they're working on this game all the time. And apparently it keeps getting better and better. I've talked to some people who are close to the project, and it sounds like it's going to be very fucking funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a game where you are. I think is it a narrated game as well? I don't know exactly what's happening, but you start as you're like a man who's walking, and
You're like a Yakuza side character. Making your way up a mountain.
Making your way up a mountain. And you can fall. It's all physics based, and you're trying to get into the top, but it has a story to it as well, I believe. So yeah, it looks very interesting. This is from Benefati worked on that game, Getting Over It, which is the game that took over the internet for a good couple of years there. What would you explain it? 2D climbing game where you're just a man in a
rage
pot.
climber. I
Rage
fell.
Rage
No.
climber. Borderlands 4 coming out this year. What do you think? What was that
Yeah,
for? Was that for coming out this year, or was that just for Borderlands 4?
Both. I
Okay.
just are we done with this series? Didn't we finish this? Wasn't Borderlands 3 too much?
I don't think any game has suffered more in public opinion from its tood
Yeah.
than Borderlands.
So of its era in like not a comfortable way.
It's so interesting. It's like, because I saw there was a quote from the lead writer of this one saying like, yeah, there's going to be less like fart
Yeah, we're
jokes
not
or
doing
whatever.
it. We're not
Yeah.
going to say buttholes a lot. It's okay.
They're clearly aware
Yeah.
of that, but you're right. Like, I don't think that fucking movie helped it at all either.
No.
Like, as an IP either. It seemed like a payday for those actors.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
I hope it's good.
Borderlands 4. Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
Where my freaks at?
Explain.
This is the
This thing.
Yes, there you go.
Oh, this thing.
The Belle Epoque creepy
Yes.
third person AAA JRPG thing made by a bunch of people from all over the industry. I think a studio, Sandfall Interactive, led by ex-Ubisoft leads, something like that.
Nice.
Looks crazy. It's got the voice actor for Clive, whose name escapes me, Ben Starr, voicing one of the characters, and that's all I needed. So I can't wait. I honestly, if this game came out when I was 14, I would be the biggest Claire Obscure Expedition 33 lover. I would be talking about it every single day.
I'm not mad about the name.
It's kind of a lot.
It is a lot. I had a viewing of this before it was announced. And when I first saw it, it was like, oh, this is fucking gorgeous. Like, this looks absolutely insane. And I think that's what I think the art style, the art direction, that whole Belly Puck like era has never really been like, you get a lot of Japanese games sort of like go for that sort of classical European look, but the specific sort of it's like with Dishonored, you can tell that game was made by French people. Like, you can tell they fucking they knew it, they lived it, they go to the grocery store and pass this shit every day. And I feel like these folks hopefully are in a similar situation. Yeah, it looks really interesting. I need to burn that name into my head so I remember what the fuck it is. Crimson Desert, a game that I'm been spending a lot of time in the world of. I don't think we've ever talked about that, but yeah, one of the projects we've worked on over at Secret Tape is close to this one, let's say. It's not about Crimson Desert, but maybe a game made by the same company. I don't know. Check your feeds. Over Secret Tape. I've pretty much locked that thing now, so I don't know when it's coming out, but soon enough, I think.
Cool.
But yes, this is Pearl Abyss's single player role playing game. It looks bananas.
This is the one where the trailer, every time it plays at a different event, they show you 40 new mechanics, and you're like, how does it keep going?
Well, that's the problem Black Desert always had. This crowd, Pearl Abyss, they've made Black Desert Online, which is an MMO that's been around for about a decade. And the thing about Black Desert is as much as the fans would love loads of crazy new shit added to it, they had this thing where they started updating that game every week, and they kept it up. So they've had weekly updates in that game. Like, they're mostly small content additions, but they've been at a pretty intense pace, and especially the life skills stuff that's in Black Desert. It's like an MMO where it's very much like, the characters are like really interesting looking, and each character is a different class, so that each character is a different weapon. But you're doing a lot of like it's like very hack and slash. I wouldn't say it's Dynasty Warriors levels of combat, but it's like you're mowing through mobs. But there's this whole other element to the game, which is like life stuff. You just be a fisherman, just go do that, or like have some land, or build a house, or do all this other crazy shit. So Crimson Desert presumably is going to be a bit more reined in than that, but gameplay of it looks neat. And Black Desert's like the best looking MMO, you know what I mean? And this game looks like a pretty good looking single player game. Speaking of good looking games where you're not quite sure what you're doing, Death Stranding 2 on the beach.
I can't believe that's the title.
They should have called it they should have bit down on the pill and said Princess Beach. You know what I mean? Like, did you see that line in Death Stranding?
No, what are you talking about?
Oh yeah, my eyes rolled back so far in the back of my head that came out of my arse. She literally says, like, I'm your Princess Beach. Is that the line, Frank? Do you remember seeing this?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
that's awful.
Is it the president's daughter or something? I need to look up the fucking
Ashley?
line. Yeah, she says she says have it here. You're Mario and I'm Princess Beach or something like that.
Oh,
like Mario and Princess Beach. That's what she says. Yeah.
No thanks.
To Norman Reedus on it. Yeah, that game is.
Give Hideo Kojima $1 billion.
They did, and this is what he made.
Give him another billion.
This is what he made. How do you feel about Death Stranding and Death Stranding 2?
Haven't played Death Stranding 1, but I bet it'd be my shit. I love weird, goofy nonsense. I still haven't played Metal Gear Solid. I promise I will this year. But just from what I've seen gameplay wise, it's mostly like it's about maneuvering, right? It's about making your way from point A to point B and overcoming those challenges, whether that's the steep environment steps. Or literally baby steps, but you're not as drunk. Well, you can be, right? Isn't there like you can be a little wobbly? I guess the weather and stuff. That seems really cool to me. I don't know how you build on that and make another game that's not just that again.
It's such a Frank. Do you like those games?
I never beat it, but I did enjoy, like, it was one of those games where I had so much fun in the open world doing all the side stuff, and then when it came time to do the story, it's like, no, I don't. Like, I did not like the hour plus cutscenes of stuff. I do like Margaret Qualley, but like, I don't know, but like the actual,
she was in that.
Yeah, there's a lot.
She's in The Leftovers too.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, freaks me
Yeah.
out. She's a huge Nardwar fan for some reason. He's all over her walls.
Yeah, like it's weird because I love Koji, like I love the Metal Gear series and all that. But yeah, Death Stranding is where I was kind of like, I don't know. It was also a game I played during COVID, I think, and I think I just got sick of it. So I still have to beat Death Stranding 1 before I start 2. But I feel like just because Kojima's in his own territory of just being this kind of like, mad auteur making these crazy games, it's like, yeah, I have to see what weird celebrity shows up, like what's gonna happen. Just playing it as someone like just within the culture of video games, you can't ignore it. But I didn't love Death Stranding.
So I completed Death Stranding, and I've such a complicated history with this game because I like both love it and fucking think it's the stupidest shit in the world. Like I think I explained it in my review when I did one on my own YouTube channel years ago that they're like Lars von Trier movies where like I don't know if they're good, but like I watched the whole thing fascinated. Like this was so strange, and it did not communicate to me what the author intended. That's almost always the case. I think Melancholy is maybe the one Lars von Trier movie that I actually connected with, but a lot of them are just like, what the fuck, man? What is going on? And similarly with this, I like in a way I feel like there is a cult of artistry around Kojima, which is somewhat unearned. Like we talk about him as this genius auteur, and then you play Death Stranding and you're like, I don't know what the fuck this is supposed to be about. We're throwing poop grenades. It's about connectivity in America, but like none of this feels like none of this resonates. Like nobody talks about that game as it. And the same with Metal Gear. Like Metal Gear's great. The story's great. The gameplay's great. The art design's great. Loads of the stuff. I really think I hate. It's like the Sid Meier thing, right? I hate associating a game with one person.
Yeah.
And there are clearly people who also came over with Kojima to Kojima Productions, even the fact that it's named after him, who, like, what's it? I forget the case in point. I forget the guy's name, the guy who like designed all the enemies in Metal Gear and designed all the enemies in these games. Loads of these people who are like super talented who contribute to this. And I think part of it is maybe I really recoil at that, the idea that this is this singular vision, and it's not that all these people contributing and making this thing really cool. So I think that's part of it. And I did really like, I enjoy the weird gameplay of the first Death Stranding. You're just walking, but there's a tension there. And there's like, you're always like trying to avoid like the antagonists, these weird like floating bodies that are like appear out of nowhere. You can't see them, and you have the little fucking on your back. Like that whole vibe is fucking brilliant, and the music and everything. It just creates, it's like Stalker. It creates this undertone of dread the whole time, which I love. And I love games where you're exploring in these beautiful vistas, and it has all that because of the guerrilla tech that they licensed and what they did with it. And then the cutscenes will come on, and I'll be playing the game for a completely different reason. I'll be like, what psychotic weird shit are they going to do this time? I will say the directing in Death Stranding 2 1 was very good. Like the camera work in it was super well done, and I think a lot of the performances were good. But
just let Kojima make a movie. Just get it over with.
I think it would be terrible.
No, exactly. That's why I want it.
Yeah, you could barely get through 10 minutes of these fucking cutscenes before your brain is pouring out of your ears, and I'm like, what the fuck did that person just say? What did Norman Reedus what did Troy Baker just say? Troy Baker's character in this game looks fucking... Was he in the first one as well when he's playing the guitar? Was that in the first one? I think it was. Was it? I don't know.
He is in the first one. Doesn't he have the gold mask? Is his name
Gold
Mask?
Right.
I don't know.
That's his name.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
And then you're like, oh, look, fucking Conan O'Brien turns up. Cool.
Why not?
Hey, Conan. Yeah. And then Jeff Keighley's there.
Hey, it's his best friend, Jeff Keighley.
See, now I've been talking and being excited about this. Like, yeah, okay, now I remember why I like these.
I
just
saw
want to see that
Rocco
freaky
was
little stop motion puppet. I just want to see more of
Rocco
that.
was over there as well.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Hopefully
Yeah.
he's in the game. They should do that.
Yeah, every week on Kojima's Twitter, there's a new celebrity there. Like he's had like half the cast of Euphoria in his studio. So it's and I've said this before, but I don't know if I said it on the podcast. But like you could just go to where their studio is, and on the second floor they have a gift shop that you could just buy Kojima merch at the studio. And in the lobby, I think there's the stat you can't like go inside the studio, but you can like go in the office building and you can buy. There's a gift shop. So
that's dope. More studios should do that. I think they're all scared of getting bombed though. That's why they don't put up their addresses.
True.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think clearly the fact that I'm talking about this game and I am excited to play Death Stranding 2. I think just with everything I ever say about this game, I have to put a big asterisk up on the top, which is I think we give this guy too much fucking credit. I think he's earned a lot of it. I think a lot of it is either stolen valor from other people at the studio that gets ascribed to him, whether or not we're doing that or they're doing that. I don't know. And then I also just think the stories in these games are bad, but the performances are funny. Like they're funny. That's the thing. Like you're just watching going like, what crazy shit is going to happen now? Like here's Mads Mikkelsen with like a fucking baby in a jar. You're like, what the fuck? Like, is that good writing? No. Is that good? Well, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. I don't have a word for it. Death Stranding 2 on the beach coming out soon. Can't wait to play it.
I can't wait to play it on the couch.
Can't wait to play it. It's just, oh God.
Thank you, Frank.
Thank you. Slay the Spire 2.
Yay! They're making another one.
Cool.
My wife's very excited.
Promised mascot agency?
Brother, this is my game of the year. It's not out yet. No,
what?
I haven't seen it. I'm just joking. But the trailer for this.
Oh, this thing.
Yes. Freaky. I think they describe it as like a Deadly Premonition Yakuza style game where you're just like hanging out with the freakiest, weirdest mascots you can imagine. One of them's just a pinky toe, just a severed pinky toe that just walks around and talks with you. It's like your hangout mascot buddy. It looks bizarre. It's made by the same studio that did Paradise Killer. In fact, when the trailer started and it was like from the creators of Paradise Killer, I was like, all right, I don't care what it is. I'm buying it and playing it. I need it right now. So I'm very, very excited for Promise Mascot Agency myself.
Demon School from our good friends at Necrosoft finally coming out as well. Excited to see that. It's been at a lot of shows over the years. Yeah. Demon School, how would you explain Demon School?
It's like a tactics RPG. The combat system is more about loading up your moves and then having them play out in sequences, which looks really cool and is very fun. And then the story is like a high school demon hunting RPG adventure, sort of like American Persona. I don't know. That's the best comparison point I have, I guess.
Kingmakers. I feel like they only announced this game over like a Twitter video 6 months ago, or maybe I just didn't know about it. But this is the weird.
Another word.
Yeah, this is the game where you're like fighting medieval battles, but you've got like a fucking AK-47 or something. So you're just like, which I think is an idea that a lot of modders came up with in their head at some stage, when they're playing Chivalry and they were like, fuck, we should just spawn in the AWP in here and see how it works. But I think I've seen like cars and like just loads of random
at the end of the trailer, they're just like in the future. Like it looks like they're hanging out on a Star Citizen ship or something.
It's very fucking bizarre.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to play this. Redemption Road Games.
Which did make the game you're thinking of based on their development.
Road Redemption?
Yeah.
Did they actually?
Yeah. Well, at least that's what's listed here on the Steam page.
Really? Isn't that like one of the worst games released in the past? Isn't it?
Is it? I thought that game was
or is that the Road Rash? Is that the Road Rash one?
Maybe. Am I wrong? Did Steam lie to me?
I don't think they worked on this. I think it just has the same name.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Steam just pulled up the list, sorry, for the games, and that has the same two words.
Road Redemption is the Road Rash early access game that came out that was like a modern version of Road Rash, the classic motorbike combat game. The one I was thinking of is what's this one called? Road to Retribution or something? Ride to Retribution?
Something like that. Something like that. Ride to Hell Retribution, right? Or Road to Hell Retribution? Yeah.
We've activated Frank. So that was like the fucking
one of the worst games ever made. 0%.
Yeah, it was like horrifically.
I love how bad that game is.
Yeah. Dune Awakening.
Yeah.
Coming out apparently this year, this is the full like 3D action game, right? This is like this is the MMO style thing.
Right.
Yeah. It's not an MMO though.
Oh, I just double checked, by the way. They did make Road Redemption, the studio that made Kingmaker.
No.
Yeah. I'm on
They
their
made
website right now.
Kingmakers.
Yep.
Are you sure?
I'm on their website.
They made Road Redemption, which is the Road Rash one.
Yes.
Okay. It's not the other one. Okay.
Not the bad one that sucks.
Yes.
I mean, it might. I haven't played it.
It
But
was
yeah,
fine. It
Sure.
was fine. I think Road Rash is a game of an era. I think it's
Right.
hard to do a modern version of
Can't do a new one of that. Who cares? Oh, it's
a bit
high quality and it's that gameplay. Yeah, Dune Awakening. It's a what if Paul Atreides never happened, and then you get to make your own character in that world. Yeah.
You can be Paul Atreides.
Sure.
You can be. What if Jesus never happened? Well, we'll talk about
Paul
that later.
Atreides.
That's coming up.
What if Jesus-
Subnautica 2, the sequel to Subnautica, that's a fucking wild concept that they're only now getting around to making the sequel to Subnautica from Unknown Worlds, which for a time was based here in the Bay Area. I'm not sure if they are anymore. Looking forward to that. Dying Light The Beast, which is a very interesting name. My favorite survival series, Alone, also had a mini series called Alone the Beast, where they gave the people who are going to be alone, they put them in teams and they gave them a carcass of an animal to survive
like to
with.
eat?
Yeah, and to like make shit out of, and to I don't know, to have
Sleep
sex with,
inside
I don't
of.
know.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. Techland's putting out a standalone zombie adventure. It's I don't know if it's a smaller game or anything, but interested to see what comes out of that. Poland's Techland, Fable from Playground Games. That's not coming out this year, right?
I mean, it's still slated. I doubt it.
How do we feel about Ghost of Yotoi? Is that coming out this year? They just announced that.
I know. I'm just going off the slates that I've read with the dates on them. Yeah, Ghost of Yotei, sure.
Yotei,
Ghost of Tsushima was a while ago.
It was. That's
So,
true.
I wouldn't be surprised if it launches this year. But it's going to be funny to have a year. Funny, is that the right word? Where Assassin's Creed Shadows, a game that, when you look at it, kind of looks like it's going to be ripping off Ghost of Tsushima a little bit. I mean, I guess there's only so many ways you can tell that story. I think Ghost of Yotei in the same year, and it's going to be a weird comparison point. But sure, I'll play another one of those. I like the first one quite a bit. I thought the stuff that wasn't the samurai sword act, like that was okay. I enjoyed like the random combat encounters you'd get where you had that sort of like samurai wild western showdown thing where you'd have to like catch everybody before they could hit you. That was really exciting. But the part of it that sticks with me is like the haiku or sitting in the they're not jacuzzis, but whatever, hot springs. Like just thinking about your life.
Chasing
like,
foxes.
Yeah, the stuff like that, the side stuff was a lot of fun. So I hope they kind of build on that more and give you more little random things to do in this one.
They did a great job. We did a podcast with those guys ages ago, but they did a great job of really making this game feel as authentically Japanese as possible. Obviously, it's not. It's made in Seattle, but which I guess the best close to Japan as you can get in America. I'm not.
Yeah, I suppose so.
They do have direct flights to Tokyo from
There
Seattle.
you go.
so-
Hey, Frank would know. They don't have a Japantown though, like San Francisco. My daughter wants to go back because she just loves gachapon machines. She's like, we should go to Japan. She was like, no, we should go to Japantown. I was like, all right. So we'll be doing that, I guess. Ghost of Yotei, though, is that what it is? Yotei? Is that
Yotei,
what
I think, yeah.
Yotei? Yeah, excited to play it. In Konbini, one store, many stories. Explain.
This is for Frank. Frank, you
Yeah,
know what this is?
I saw a trailer for this. I think a Noclip listener like specifically was like, "Hey, this seems like your alley." So it's like an indie game where it's it's a convenience store simulator. You work in a Japanese convenience store, and I think it's just you deal with customers and interactions, and it looks very like I don't know, it looks very cute and charming. In Konbini.
There you go. In Konbini. Come into a PC near you. Add it to your wish list. I'm going to do it right now. What else we got? Judas.
Not the priest.
No, not the priest or the traitor. Is coming. This is Ken Levine's new studio, Ghost Story Games. The narrative Legos, I believe, was the phrase that came out.
Finally, the GDC talk comes to life.
Judas, I don't know. Again, this game that finally got a trailer looked very Bioshocky. People were like, "Ooh, it's a Bioshock game." We'll have to see about that. There is also a Bioshock game getting worked on, which I don't even think is on this list. I don't think they have a date for it. So, who knows? But apparently it's coming out this year again. That's another one I wouldn't be surprised if we see it pushed back a little bit. We'll have to see. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. New Metroid Prime game? Really?
Yeah, apparently. I mean, if this is supposed to be the year that maybe they show off the Switch 2 and it launches, then I don't know, launching with a new Metroid Prime is pretty cool. It's a good start.
Metroid is always the funny one because it's the one that was always more popular in America than it was in Japan. And for years and years, they were, there was all these people talking about trying to get trying to get a new Metroid out, and then Metroid Prime 3 did come out, and then I'm not sure how well that one did necessarily. Are you guys big Metroid Prime fans?
Never played them, but I've always heard good things.
I like Super Metroid is really good, but yeah, Metroid Prime I never clicked with. Although, like with Doom, they kind of took Metroid Prime's map system for their thing. I actually tried. They re-released Metroid Prime on Switch, and that was actually all right, but I never beat it. Like, I always just get so lost in those games, and then I feel dumb, and then I stop playing them. But I don't know. So I will just say, if anyone hasn't played, Super Metroid itself is amazing. Like
I like Metroid Dread a lot. I should play Super Metroid because that's like the progenitor. That's the one. Metroidvania. It's half the name. It's right there.
Right?
Never played it.
Right there. Commando's Origins. I talked about this a little bit. Was it during Next Fest or something?
Yeah, October Next Fest video. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is I guess the original. It's I forget. Is this a remake of the original one? I actually forget. Is it a remake or is it a?
Is it like a
this is
reimagining?
This is yes. I cannot remember. I played 4 hours of this demo, and I can't remember if this is a remake, reimagining, or prequel to the Commandos games. In my head, it's. I don't even want to make a fucking statement. I can't remember, but it's cool.
On the Steam page, it does say the long-awaited sequel to the Commando series. So
okay, so it is a prequel. It sounds like probably it's good fun. I like it. There's a lot of these games I've talked about over the years. The Me people, of course. You know, we talked about how Desperados and all these games I got into a little bit late, and they're really enjoyed them, and there wasn't much of a market for them. So look, if Commandos can't be the one that sells, then you know we're in those isometric tactic games are in trouble, I guess. Replaced. This is the kind of 2D or side on Blade Runner looking. Is it an adventure game?
I guess. Yeah.
I can't. Yeah, it's like it looks great in screenshots, but I don't really know.
Yeah, it looks like a linear adventure game. Like you kind of just go between locations, do little fights, and then move on. But
like
I don't
sort
know.
of like Limbo or something. But
yeah.
But art style very, very
or like
different, obviously.
What's that old platformer? It's the one that's like Prince of Persia, but it's in the future.
Prince of the
It
Future.
has that like I knew it. No, it has that rotoscoped animation style. Oh, it's killing me. It's fine. We can move on.
Okay.
I'll figure it out.
It's like OG Prince of Persia, you're saying?
Yeah,
in the
like
future.
the Jordan Mechner one.
Okay.
Ugh.
Okay. Answers on a postcard. Skate Story. This is the crazy, like, sort of dreamlike one, right?
Yeah, I remember seeing this at like PAX East, like 2019, like years ago, and it was I don't even like. It looks like in Virtua Fighter, there's a boss named Durrell, which looks like I don't even know, like the T1000, like the liquid metal. It looks so psychedelic and trippy. And so yeah, I think Devolver Digital's putting this out. It just looks like a trippy, like narrative skating game where you're skating through space. I don't even know. It looks really cool though. So excited that it's finally coming out.
The next one we have on the list is Tenebris Somnia. Tenebris Somnia, which is the weird genre bending. It's like an old Lucas adventure game, and then it cuts to like this super vivid 3D horror game.
Yeah,
at
or
times.
like live action footage. Yeah.
Oh, is it live action footage?
Yeah. So it'll be I played the
shit.
demo for this when it dropped. I think it was around Next Fest, but I don't think it was part of it. It was a really, really good demo of that pixel art, LucasArts style adventure game where you're sort of like, where does this connect with this? How do these go together? What's the plot? Creepy and weird. And then randomly you get these live action shots that are like, whoa, what the hell? I think they're making a movie out of it too, which is a little strange or something like that. But no, Faith, I think is getting a movie. Well, it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, you're right. It is. Yeah. A show I started watching actually in around early December was Kevin Can Fuck Himself, which is that weird genre bending TV show where it's like whenever the protagonist, who is this guy Kevin's wife, it's like a sitcom whenever they're on screen like together, and then whenever she leaves it turns into like a very sort of it's a dark comedy, the show is, but it turns into like a sort of a gritty household drama about
goes from like multicam, haha, everyone's laughing studio audience to her like dramatic Netflix drama camera mode. Yeah.
Super like desaturated, handheld. Like it's I really enjoyed it from like a purely production standpoint, I think. And is it Annie Murphy, I think her name is, the actor. She's really good in it. So I haven't kept. I've watched maybe 7 or 8 episodes. I have to keep watching it. But yeah, that was a similar kind of. It's fun when you get the two genres working off of each other. It can make for very interesting. Sort of it motivates the viewer's mentality in a way that's really compelling. So maybe this game can do something similar. Yeah. The Altars, that was a game from Next Fest, from 2 Next Fests ago.
I want to say yes. I think that's right. Yeah.
This was the strange. It's like I'm trying not to spoil any sci-fi movies by saying what this is like. But
it's like no.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck.
It's like a game where you're making clones of yourself on a space. This weird spherical space station almost looks like a wheel. So you're going out and getting things and then coming back and making other versions of yourself to do jobs and then moving. Like the demo was really good. The demo was clearly like the opening of the game and it was very, very tight. And I'm definitely excited to play.
If you told me that was Death Stranding, I'd believe you.
Yeah, it has a similar kind of thing to it. Yeah. What's Wheel World?
Okay, I was like, I don't know. I feel like I've seen screenshots of this before. It's like a biking game. I don't know if it's a competitive biking. I just saw the screenshots and I was like, this looks really cool. And it's made by the team that made Nidhogg. So,
there class. You go. Yeah, all right. I'll give that. Yeah, I'll play anything. They
exactly.
Play. It's like is it online or no? I don't think it is online. It looks a little bit like, what was the name of that roller derby game again?
Rollerdrome, right?
Rollerdrome. Yeah, it looks it's got a little bit of cell shaded kind of vibe going on. Wheel World. Sure. Nidhogg is great. I'll play some of that.
Time for Game of the Year, though. Time to talk about
I am Jesus Christ.
And I am Jesse Garasha. I've been waiting all day.
I cannot wait to play I am Jesus Christ. Not since a Lord of the Rings game has there been such a direct naming convention applied to a game. The Steam page here on the little capsule, in the top right there, it says, I am Jesus Christ. It's a floating Jesus. And underneath it says, add to wish list. Walk in the footsteps of Jesus in this incredible first-person retelling of the story of Christ from birth to resurrection. Perform amazing miracles, interact with a cast of biblical figures, and travel around the Holy Land from Jerusalem to Galilee. Become the Messiah in I am Jesus Christ. You literally can become the Messiah.
This game really makes you feel like Jesus Christ.
It does. I can't wait to press F to duplicate fish.
Yes, finally.
I am fascinated to play. I grew up in a Christian house, and I grew up going to church, and I, studied the scriptures and sung the songs and all this shit. So I'm not practicing Catholic anymore, but I am very interested. I'm down. I'm down to do it. The very strange trailer they put out a couple of years ago. Was it at the Game Awards? I forget where it was.
Maybe E3.
Where it's like literally, it clearly was like not gameplay. Where it was like he walked up to a fisherman and like there's like an energy bar with like a sacred heart on it. You know, like the heart with the fucking thorns around it. And he like presses a button for like his hands to come up and just fish appear. It's like, it's such a, the version they showed is such a, like, there's no interpretation. It's just a very A to B. Hey, you remember all those stories about Jesus? We're just gonna show those stories, and you'll do it. You'll forgive Zacharias, the tax man. You'll get blown by Mary Magdalene. I don't know what they're gonna do.
What Bible were you reading?
Exactly. Maybe they're going off King James. Maybe they're gonna do something
like LeBron. You know, before we recorded the podcast, I was talking about how I thought this had something to do with Kanye West. I realized why, because he announced that game that was about his mom in the trailer for it, called Only One, which I don't think ever came out. The trailer for it is very like going to heaven, and there's like Pegasus, and you go into the clouds, lots of angels with wings. That's why I made that confusion.
Okay, that game did not come out, obviously. Was it a mobile game in the end or something?
Probably.
The developers for this have done some pretty extensive dev updates. It looks like that. Oh no, they're not that extensive. Actually, they're pretty. That was April, and this one was November, and then that one was December. Okay, so recently they were, and then there was a gap of like 8 months showing off the game. I don't know if it's going to be ready for this year. We'll have to see. But Yeah. God bless him. All the best.
Yeah,
Can you,
literally.
oh wait, you can download the demo as soon as it's available. Request access on the Steam page. I might
No.
apparently there's a playtest.
Let's go.
I've registered my interest. Yeah, I don't want to dunk on them
No.
too hard. That's not where I'm going with. I think it's fascinating to make a video game about the Son of God. I just think that takes some balls.
Yep.
So looking forward to that one. I am Jesus Christ. Anyway, Pathologic 3 coming out. Any Pathologic friends out there? Any Pathologs?
I'm not a
Pathheads?
Logic fan. No
Logic,
Pathhead.
no.
Yeah, no.
No Pathhead. It's coming out.
I wish.
Pathologic. You ever played Pathologic, Frank?
No, I haven't.
Like your spooky.
I've watched some YouTubers talk about how good it
person.
is for hours on end.
Yeah, people like those first-person
Yeah.
RPGs. Maybe that's why they're also excited about the Outer Worlds 2.
Woo!
Obsidian got to spread this shit out, though, right?
Yeah, if
There's
these
no
both come
way.
out this year, that's crazy.
That's a bit much, guys. Don't.
Settle
Dude,
down.
Especially if Judas and then Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. We have a chunk of these.
Wait a second. If Judas and I Am Jesus Christ come out in the same year, what happens? Does the games industry implode? Like, what do we do? We're announcing Swarm of Locusts dropping this December. No,
They should do it at the
They
same
should.
time.
That would be so
That could
good.
be like the Barbenheimer thing.
Yeah,
You know,
Judas Christ, baby, coming at you. Can't wait to play it.
Judas Christ. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we're all in the fucking Garden of Gethsemane now, baby. Let's go. South of Midnight from Compulsion Games. What's this one about?
This is it's like the stop motion looking Louisiana Bayou mythology game. Looks really, really cool environment wise. I remember the gameplay for the trailer looking a little like you didn't have to do that. You could have just not had combat and I wouldn't have been upset about it. But it looks like it'll be fun and nice to be in that world with that art style and from a mythological standpoint and a culture that I don't feel like video games really get to dive deep into often, or
That's true.
there hasn't been enough interest in doing it anyway.
No, we were talking about what was it? For some reason, NORAD is the word that's coming into my head. But I mean the game set in Louisiana around all the oil fields. The indie game, you know the one. I was trying to get Jeremy to play it forever.
Nah, it's something with an N, yeah.
I know. So I've spoiled the broth by saying NORAD. It's the free fieldy thing again. I need someone in the community. I need to pay somebody to make a Field of Dreams movie poster that is Fieldy's Dreams, where it's just instead of baseball players on the four mounds, it's a member of Korn, and Jonathan Davies is in the pitcher's mound in the middle, and head monkey, and we're gonna go with David Silvera, the original drummer, and then Fieldy is there with a catcher's mitt trying to play his bass.
Perfect.
And it says Fieldy's
You've done
Dreams.
it.
And
Podcast at
and this corn, it's a cornfield. It's a cornfield.
It writes itself.
The fucking joke writes itself. How has this never come up before?
Someone must have
How
done
has
it.
this
Someone
never-
has to have done this.
Somebody has to.
We got to start Googling. Also,
Oh
the
my
game was
God.
Norco.
Norco is the game. Norco is the game we're talking about. Oh my God.
Anyway,
Holy shit. Yeah, Compulsion Games are working on I'm working on South of Midnight. So they're the folks who made We Happy Few. And Contrast. I thought they were based in the UK, but apparently they're
Quebec,
actually
right?
based
Montreal?
in Montreal.
Yeah.
So who better to tell a story about Louisiana Canadians?
so it's French there, right? They're sure.
They're both ex-French
That's true.
colonies or whatever. Tears of Metal. This is another indie Steam. This is the hack and slash thing with the crazy art style, right? This looks wild. What's the closest thing? The closest thing this reminds me is Brutal Legend.
Yes, that's exactly. But obviously, not like at a certain point it stops being like that. Where it's not the top-down weird management thing. It's like when you're playing as Jack Black doing the hacking and slashing.
Exactly.
And it just never stopped. Or maybe it does turn into full-on Brutal Legend halfway through the game. I don't know. I haven't played it yet. Looks cool though.
Isn't it wild that they did that? They just,
I know.
like-
When I was playing it for the first time, I was like, "Oh, this is fun. Wait, what are we doing? What? Now I have wings?"
we interviewed Tim Schafer about it, and he was like, "Yeah, they marketed it so that you wouldn't know about the stay-offs. They didn't want to talk about it."
That's
That
so
was it.
funny.
It's so wild. Like not him, like
Yeah.
the whoever was doing the publishing for them or whatever. Yeah, wild. 33 Immortals. Anyone?
All I know about this is that Phil Spencer is really, really excited about it. They did a developer preview after one of the events, and he wouldn't shut up about how good it was. He was supposed to interview the devs, and he kept going, "Oh yeah, I'm supposed to ask you questions." He'd be quiet for 3 minutes and just be so. I don't know if he likes it, then that means that a billionaire has a good opinion, maybe or not.
It looks like a top-down. Is it co-op?
It's like a multiplayer thing. Like it's 33 players in an instance. Right?
Oh, and it's like. I don't know. I don't want to say survivors.
It looks like it's got that Final Fantasy 14 combat thing where it's like you're just dodging circles and standing in a
dodging exactly. Yeah. It's a dodging circle game. That's what, it's one of those. Yeah, it looks. I think if maybe the multiplayer thing. Yeah, okay. The shots of this where there's like 15 people running around look pretty cool. So God, it looks fucking crazy.
It's like chaos visually.
Yeah, and look, you need a bunch of people to unlock something, it looks like. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Doing something interesting. 33 Immortals. That looks like it's probably going to be a Game Pass game then, is it?
Probably, yeah.
They're going to need a lot of people playing that video game.
Exactly.
Maybe.
You go to play it in 20 years and there's only 32 people playing. Oh, brother.
Oh, bummer. Yeah. Rematch. I was hyped when I saw this shit.
Same. Yeah, very cool.
What are people calling this again? SIFA? I think
that's good.
That's
funny.
It's FIFA from the Sifu people. I think Sifu Soccer would also work if you're a sensible soccer fan. Yeah, the Sifu people. That game about getting old and being a fucking dope ass samurai. They're making a football game, not your gridiron. You're kicking the ball, European ass football game. Kind of looks like five-a-side, maybe. People were laughing, saying it looks like Rocket League, but soccer.
Yes, that was my immediate thought.
Yeah.
It's just the aesthetic of the arena and everything and all the flashy colors. But it is funny to be like, dude, oh man, Rocket League without the cars? What would you call that?
Yeah, it's wild. So it's a lot of, it looks interesting. It looks, there have been games that have tried, like FIFA Street is a series that did something similar to this. This is using the camera that's sort of more like FIFA Pro mode. Which now is, I guess, their career mode because they sort of have changed that around a good bit over the years and gated it in certain ways that are irritating to me because I just want to play fucking kickoff and do promo, but whatever.
I would love to bring back arcade actual sports games. Like, I have nothing wrong with Rocket League. I think it's a great idea, but I would kill for a NFL Street, NBA Street. Those kinds of games where they're just like, sports are actually fun, man. It's fun. Make
strange.
It silly. I don't need to play as real LeBron James. Let me play as big head mode LeBron James. Where's that guy?
The best American football game I ever played was Blitz the League 2. It's great.
There you go.
All fake teams.
Yep.
Your main character goes to prison. You have to you shatter people's testicles by tackling them really bad. It's fantastic.
Yeah, let Rebellion make a sports game where you like break people's bones and shit and you can see them being broken as you're kicking the ball at them. Where's that game?
League 3. Let's just do it. Like Brutal Sports Football back in the day. Brutal Sports where it was just like you had guns and shit. Like stuff was
perfect.
Soccer Kid.
NBA Street V3 had Mario and Luigi and Princess Peach in it. Yeah. So.
Hey, Mario Strikers Charged.
Great game.
Fuck, I got to see if I got a copy of that. I got the Wii still set up upstairs.
There's a Switch version too if you want to play something with a slightly higher resolution.
Oh, I don't know. 480i.
That's fair. It does make it more nostalgic. It's true.
Metal Gear Solid Delta. This is sorry, is it Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater? Is that what this is called? Or
let me get the full. I put specifically that it's 3 remake.
It is.
To be clear.
That's what it's called.
Okay, there you go.
This is the it's a remake of Snake Eater. A bunch of trailers of which we preserved over on the Noclip tape archive. Go check that shit out. Found those videotapes and those DV tapes, these beta tapes. It's a remake of Snake Eater. Check it out. Snake Eater is a divisive Metal Gear Solid game, I think it's fair to say. Because once again, you weren't really playing a Solid Snake. He kept doing it. He was like, all right, Metal Gear Solid 2, we're going to be Solid Snake. No, we're not going to be this guy. Metal Gear Solid 3. Are you Solid Snake? You kind of aren't. You kind of aren't. You kind of like the original guy. He's cloned from. Also, here's a man made of bees. Yeah. You know, Jesse's just...
Dude, I said I've never played any of the Metal Gear Solid games. All I know about them is that you, at some point there's a naked guy holding his, nether regions as he's walking around. That's all I know about the whole series. I swear. I'm not even joking.
That's too when you're riding, and when you do like flips, he'll still hold his junk and do a flip, and yeah, it's great. And you also get peed on in the same area.
Okay, game of the year forever.
Yeah, those games are Those games are pretty dope. But yeah, this guy made a bees, and that one is pretty.
Okay.
Is he The Fear? Is that what he's called? I forget the names of the ones in 3. They all have interesting. Or is that in 4 with the 3 of them? Rage. Fuck, man, those games are good. God, those games are good. Remember those 3 sisters? I'm back on board, Kojima. I'm sorry.
Every time you talk about his games, you're like, what a goofball guy. What a weirdo. Actually,
you know what I sound like? I sound like a closeted gay person. You know what I mean?
Wow.
I do. I sound like somebody who's like, I don't know why people are like, those bars are like, yeah, I mean, I like them.
They look
but
like fun and the music's
they're not for
really
me.
good.
You know, yeah. It's like, I sound like somebody
Do you
who's
want to
like,
go? Because I don't want to go, but I'll go if you want to go.
It's like I play that. Every time I go to one, I like spend all night there, right? But
I
like,
have a really good time and I'm very happy.
Yeah, it comes with an asterisk that I really think they're overrated. So I don't know. Maybe
It's
I'm
such
just
a weird comparison, man.
I know. That's hey man, look.
Hey,
I'm
if it
going
works,
through
if
some
it-
this might be midlife crisis time, Jesse. I don't know.
What are you trying to tell us?
Maybe I'm just I don't know. Yeah, maybe I just need to let go and just love.
Maybe you
Kojima
just got to go
games.
watch some anime, and then you won't feel so closeted about your
Dude,
enjoyment
maybe
of
Infinite Nick,
Kojima
this is
stuff.
all Infinite Nicky's
It's Infinity
fault, I
Nicky's
think,
problem,
actually. Yeah, my daughter's gotten the anime. She's like, this is anime. And I'm like, you're right. This is anime. Everything's anime. Earthblade from Extremely OK Games.
Celeste
Was this? Did you get this list from an AI generated?
Everything's fake. I made it all up.
Earthblade. What's Earthblade?
This is
looks
the
like an
new
old
game from the
Nintendo
Celeste
game.
team.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know how many people are involved, but from same studio anyway. Yeah, looks really good. It was supposed to come out last year, I think, and then it got delayed for who knows what reasons. I think some people got laid off from the studio in the intervening months between that announcement and right now. So I hope it comes out soon because I love that first game so much. I think Celeste is one of the best platformers of all time in terms of its jumping action. It's very fun.
This has a real like fucking late 80s adventure game, like adventure movie, like the kind of look to it. It looks they're pulling from a very specific era of art here with the logo and the
logo is
everything else.
very like NES box cover poster for a game, and the art looks nothing like what the game looks like, but they have the little screenshots at the bottom that are really blurry.
I got thrown a bit because in my head it was Maddie Makes Games was the developer of Celeste, but you're right. There was at least on the Steam page, it's Maddie Makes Games, which was the Towerfall person.
Ascension,
right.
That sounds right.
And then Earthblade is this. So I don't know where the split happened or who or whatever, but like you said, it's clearly a bunch of people who worked on Celeste there. Arc Raiders. This is the God, this game has gone through a lot of different iterations as well. This was originally was it a single player? This is from Embark, which are the crowd who made the finals. This is a bunch of ex-DICE people. They made the finals, which is that multiplayer game, which I think is fucking fantastic. I don't know how well it's doing,
game.
but it's also like it's a game that I really love playing. It also is exhausting because it's just like all the destruction that's in it. There's a really interesting way of like scoring points with those cash machines and all this. So Arc Raiders was the game they originally announced before the finals, which was like a future, like a post-apocalyptic world where you're fighting really large robot machines. And then it's gone through a bunch of different like phases. I think, is it free to play or I think it's going to be, there's a bunch of different stuff's happened to it. So I think it's going to be interesting to learn more about this game in 2025. I don't know if it's coming out in 2025. This might be another we put the date on this a little bit late. Do you know if the finals is out? Because that's the other thing. This might be a game that ends up
was the
coming
finals
out.
not out?
But I don't know. Is it, or is it just? It's like Deadlock. It's like these games they're multiplayer, right? So they're multiplayer live games. So I guess Deadlock's free to play though. The finals free to play?
Finals is on update 5.3. I feel like if that was beta, that'd be a really weird update number naming convention.
It's free to play. It has an impressive like almost 250,000 reviews on Steam.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, the finals
huge.
does. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay. Yeah. So I guess. I guess it could come out then this year, right? Because it would be if it's a. I don't know if it is free to play anymore though, right? Wasn't there a news post about this? I think it's not free to play anymore. I think they're doing the Helldivers thing.
It's a good idea.
Like charge it like, I don't know. How much was Helldivers?
$40?
Was it
Canadian?
$40?
30 American maybe?
Something like that. I think that's what's happening with Arc Raiders now. But yeah, Arc Raiders. I love the original trailer had that Robin track. It was really cool. I like those games. I like that studio. We'll have to see more about that in the future. What else we got here? We're down to the last few. FBC Firebreak. I don't know anything about this game.
The co-op
Remedy game?
shooter from Remedy, baby. Yep, in the Control universe.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's first person.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I don't remember where they announced this. I don't think it was at the Game Awards. It might have been, but I remember seeing the trailer for this and thinking, why? Sure. I mean, that's cool. I'll play it. Remedy's games are at least interesting to me. I might not like all of them, but I think they're worth playing. And I think I'd rather have an industry full of Remedies than whatever's going on. So it's cool to me. I'll play it.
FBC, does FBC stand for something?
Federal Bureau of Control, I want to say.
Oh, it is. Okay. So they should just call it Control Firebreak. I get maybe that's going to throw people off and think it's a Control.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
this is like it's a 3-person. Is it?
I think so.
3-player co-op first person set in a mysterious federal agency under assault by otherworldly forces. That's bizarre. Okay, cool. I guess a bunch of people at that studio wanted to make a cool first person game and they let them at it. Skate.
It has to be this year, right?
Is it called Skate? It's called Skate.
Skate,
it's not called
period.
Skate 5. It's just called Skate.
Yep.
Okay. Skate. It's
Yeah.
got to come out this year, right?
It has to. They've been doing like so many alpha and beta tests. They've dropped trailers being like, hey, here's all the funny things our playtesters did. So I don't know. It seems close. I wouldn't know. I signed a thing. So it's cool though.
You signed a
I
thing?
don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I can't wait. I
Okay.
hope it drops this year.
Me too. There's no, it's just a random tweet for someone. I'm not going to write that out. Yeah, hopefully it's coming out this year. Hey, local game devs, shout out again. Hangar 13 down in Novato. Mafia: The Old Country. This got announced only a few months back as well. And apparently it's coming out this year. They're just making a straight up Mafia game I think is it set in Sicily, I think? And
I think so, yeah.
Like early
yeah.
turn of the century kind of shit.
Exactly. I'm down for that. Why
Mafia
not?
games are good time. And then the last game on this one.
Thought I'd end on a banger.
Not a banger. I'm very confused about what's going on over at Bungie. Marathon. It's not a sprint, folks. It's a marathon. Play it now on a PS5, Series X, and PC, coming to you maybe this year?
Maybe.
Who knows? This is the Marathon Durandar for those Mac players back in the day. Marathon is Durandal. Marathon is a fucking first person shooter that you played if you owned the Mac. and yeah, I've never played these games. I've seen videos of these games. I never fucked with Marathon, but they released a pretty cool trailer for this one, and it looked like a free to play shooter, right?
Yeah, extraction
Something-
PvP thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Something similar maybe to
Are we
Arc Raiders or
not
something.
at a point where Sony's looking at this and going, man, I don't know. Like after Concord and this aren't exactly the same thing, but after Concord and the myriad other failed live service shooter games, they got to be looking down the barrel of Marathon and thinking, man, this needs to like set the world on fire or we're so cooked.
It's weird how I wonder what it is about modern. Is it the cost of making these types of games and keeping them running has just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, so that the audience you require for these things to be successful has also just grown and grown and grown? Like I don't, or maybe, or is it that like the Helldivers thing where there's just this huge mob of players that will go from one to the other, like a sort of a zombie colony roaming across the land, and like if you don't get them, you're fucked. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the.
I mean, that's
economics of
basically
these
what Matt
games.
Piscatella's been talking about from whatever. He's like a industry analyst. Yeah. Circana, I think. And he has been talking about how right now the biggest problem in the industry in terms of like user retention is nobody's not playing Call of Duty or Fortnite. So if you're making a game competing with one of those, you have to pull like the whole audience for at least a month and then hope they stick around. Like Helldivers 2, I feel like worked because I don't know, they didn't need to appeal for the next 20 years. They just made something cool. You played it for 4 or 5 months and you paid your $40 and you moved on. Like when you have something like this that's free to play, I don't know if it's going to be free to play, but
Right.
something like Concord that's kind of pricey and also something you're supposed to keep up with forever. Development costs are because they plan the content so far out, cutscenes, merch, everything. They also have fair games coming from Haven Studios. So they have another live service. Like that's too many.
Really?
That's so many.
Maybe this is why the Arc Raiders is doing that.
Yeah, it's pivoting. Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, you can't. Yeah, because it's interesting. Like when I played Helldivers, I was happy to play Helldivers that month, but I knew I wasn't going to play Helldivers forever.
Yeah.
Whereas like, I didn't have that effect with PUBG. PUBG was a game where it's like, oh, I know I'm going to play this for a long time. So it's weird how, and I'm not sure how much money PUBG got. Oh no, PUBG you have to pay for, right? I paid $30 for PUBG.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
When it first
Because it
came
started as a mod for Arma, right?
Yeah, well, the original, did, but then the boxed
splintered off,
version that came out was, I think that was $30 when it came out.
Something like
Frank, do
that.
you remember? I think it was. I don't think it was free to play. I don't think I would have played it if it was free to play back then. I had such a stigma about free to play stuff. Yeah, it's very interesting. We'll have to see. Gentlemen, pick a game out of that list. Have a little look through the list. Pick a game or two that you're most excited to play. I mean, GTA 6 will probably be the one for me, but like I don't really think it's coming out this year.
Yeah.
Very excited about 2 Point Museum. Fascinated by inZOI and Death Stranding 2. Skate.
Skate,
Of course.
period.
For I Am Jesus Christ.
Yeah. We can all only
I'm
wait
gonna
3 days
platinum.
maximum for that.
I'm gonna platinum being Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well done. I'm excited for
save
Promise
all the
Mascot
sinners.
Agency. I think that's going to be
yeah.
really, really good. That's like my indie video game lover pick. But my real big boy pick is probably Grand Theft Auto 6 if that comes out. If it doesn't, then probably Judas. And if that doesn't,
Right.
nothing. No. Yeah. Judas, man.
What
I
about
love
you, Frank?
BioShock. Great game.
I'm very excited for Dynasty Warriors. I'm very excited for Pirate Yakuza, and then like Doom Dark Ages, if that comes out this year. And again, like I'm like reserving any excitement for Skate until there's a release date, because that is also something that's been out. Who knows? But yeah, hopefully, I don't know. But that seems so like far down the line. But yeah,
Very cool. You don't have to wait very far then, Frank. Dinosaur Warriors is out 16th. It'll be out by the time the next podcast is. That's wild. See if we can we should try and see if we can get you some early codes you can talk about on the next week's podcast. All right, this has been over 2 hours, so I'm going to skip the emails this week. We'll drop them in next week instead. Thank you all so much for listening. Thanks for supporting our podcast last year. Like I said, we'll have a new tier up for podcast fans in the next some stage this month. We got a bunch of announcements coming. Also, there's at least one game we talked about today where I was lying the whole time, and I know loads about it. And we have a secret tape thing coming out about it, but I can't talk about that quite yet. So you can. Apologies for being duplicitous. Shout out to Kevin Costner and all the members of Korn for a great time, and we'll see you soon. Oh, check out our we announced it, the Disco Elysium documentary we've been working on. We filmed a bunch of it last summer. We're talking to more people. We're talking to as many people as we can. It's a big complex stories. We obviously want to do right by everyone who worked on that the game, the original team especially. So we'll be doing our damnedest. It's not going to come out for a good few months, so don't be looking forward to it. In the meantime, Dwarf Fortress is probably going to come out first, and we also have another big multi-part series we haven't announced yet publicly yet that our patrons know about, that we're working on as well at the same time. So there's loads going on over here. Yes, really appreciate your support. To support this podcast and fund everything we do, patreon.com/Noclip. We're 100% independent. We do not put ads on these videos. We do sell out a little bit over on Secret Tape. That's just to make sure we can buy nice cameras so we can record sick new Noclip docs. Okay, we'll be back for episode 210 next week. Until then, bye.